Whispers in the window are angry waves. Way ho the sea of souls. Down to the mists as the ocean slaves. Way ho the sea of souls. Way ho the sea of souls. Way ho the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Now drop the anchor and grab some grog. Way ho, the sea of souls. We'll make a new entry in the captain's log. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hey ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Oh, way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Sea of souls. Whispers in the window are angry waves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Down to the mists as the ocean slaves. Way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Now drop the anchor and grab some grog. Way ho, the sea of souls. We'll make a new entry in the captain's log. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hey ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Oh, way ho, the sea of souls. Way ho, the sea of souls. Hoist the sails round the eddies and shoals. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Hey ho, it's the sea of souls. Sea of souls.
Hi.
We did it again.
Yeah.
We need a new intro.
No, I like that one. That's great. Welcome
goodness.
to Elder Brain Productions, Cast, Elder Brain Games, us, Elder Brain, and we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. This is our Sea of Souls campaign. It takes place in homebrew setting, it's pirates and seafaring and ships and all that cool stuff. So welcome. If you are checking us out for the first time, you should probably go back and watch previous episodes. But welcome anyways. We are just a bunch of guys hanging out, playing D&D, having some fun. Lots of puns because puns are the best form of humor, and I'll stand by that. So if you do not like puns and you do not like humor, that's sad, and you won't enjoy this then. But if you do like fun, then you're in the right spot. So anyway, that's enough of me Mondaying on, because it is Monday and it's been a day.
Yep.
Let's do a little bit of a recap of what has brought us to where we are. So our adventurers are currently in the pirate port, the free port of Porto de Arias, the port of sands. And having arrived here hoping to meet with Jorund, a wizard friend of Captain Boone, who might have some insight into what the Ivory Spire, a tower of wizards, would want with a massive shipment of dragon scales and iron and other things. On the way to the city, lost a ship. That happened. Had to make a trek through the jungle to get here. Captain Boone has apparently gone, not missing, but... Oh, there's some screaming. That was fun.
Sorry.
Where's that? So Captain Boone left the group to try and hopefully secure a new ship. And in the meantime, the party has done a little bit of investigating around town after spending a night at the Dusk, which is a wonderful ship-turned tavern. Torque, so Jack was not with us last week. He will be here. He's not here yet, but he will be with us in a little bit. So we'll do a little bit of transition when he joins us. But Torque went off to exchange some slaver gold that they had found into something a little bit more less morally questionable, is a way to put it.
And get me a gilded acorn
as well, apparently. And the other three, after having some interesting encounters in town, did make it to Jorund's tower, had some interesting conversation with the wizard, who offered to give them a place to stay for the night so they could avoid people hunting them in town, and then did a little bit of shopping. And without explaining everything else that happened, we'll pick it up as the three of you have exited a magic shop, which is where we left off last time, and you've got the city about you as the day continues on, and we'll pick it up there.
Trying to remember, we got Jorund to scry on the captain, and at least determined that he was okay, and he was with the other crewmen still, and just sort of hanging out somewhere. Where we didn't get a beat of where he was, right?
Yes, Lefty, Shorty, and I don't remember the third one. Did you give him a name?
Ucher guy.
Oh yeah, Ucher guy.
Ucher guy.
Other guy, aka Ucher guy. Yes. So Lefty, Shorty, Ucher guy, and Captain Boone were safe. It looked like it might have been a warehouse of sorts. There was like some crates and wood around and stuff, but they did appear to be safe. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I got nothing else to do. Are we assuming Captain can look after himself and he'll get himself to the tower when the coast is clear, or do we want to go try? Like, I figure if what's his name, the well-dressed orc is
Mr.
Runix.
Cube, I think it was.
Runix.
Yes.
Rubik's Cube, Mr. Cube. Yeah, if he's looking to us to find him, the captain must be pretty hard to find, and I know if we could find him if we want to. So,
well, that being said, it's also a lot easier to find, a goblin and a dragonborn than it is to find a single dwarf.
That's a very good point.
It's not like we weren't keeping a super low profile, but if we need to, I suppose we could. Man.
It's not too difficult to blend in. Just ratty up your clothing a little bit, cover up all of your, green and gold, and we should be good to go.
Yeah, let me just cover up all the gold.
Roll around in the mud a little bit.
Well,
that could work.
I got tricks I can do that'll last for an hour or two, but
yeah. I don't have those tricks, so.
Hey man, you just got to read the right parts of the book.
I could go the opposite and stick out like an absolute sore thumb. But that's probably not what we want.
Well, when's what time of day is it versus when we're meeting Chuckles?
About noon.
It's about
point.
noon. Meeting.
You went to the tower around 10 or so. So I'd say after being there for about an hour and a bit, yeah, and after shopping, so you're probably around noon now. High noon.
Ooh.
I mean, this is all that I wanted to do today.
Yeah, I mean, like we could just kill time till it's.
Well, what exactly are we meant to do? We probably shouldn't try to leave. We haven't exactly been making friends. Talon says as you both look at him questionably.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
we've been trying, but you have been actively not.
Yeah, I mean, apparently you need the little guy to keep you in line, huh?
I just don't like cities. I'd rather get my feet back out on the ocean.
Well, what did you think about that little fetch mission that what's his name?
Jorund?
Jorund, thank you. That Jorund asked us to do. Is that
Nothing else better to do until we can get a ship. And frankly
that's more
speaking,
of a-
if he does have divination powers, I wouldn't mind doing a favor for him.
But that's more of a couple of days kind of trip, not a kill an afternoon kind of thing. Eh?
Well, we spent only a few days on the way through the jungle to get here, and from what I understand, that didn't go very well for us.
I mean, for the rest of us, it
I
went all
definitely
right.
did not enjoy that journey.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the rest of us were okay. You had quite the harrowing trip.
Yeah, it was me and Jungles apparently don't agree with each other.
Also, I don't know that we can really go out there on our own without Torque.
Oh yeah, well obviously we got to wait for.
We got to have someone to break all the trees and branches in front of us.
And I mean, who am I gonna enlarge if not Torque? Talon? Flick?
I'm quite fine with my current size, thank you.
There you go.
I'll make a note that all of you easily notice that there are. You do have a few admirers still, placed roughly here and there, not very hidden, and not trying to make themselves hidden.
Are they being obvious about keeping an eye on us? Kind of.
I believe we learned last time that there are many who are obvious and many who are not.
Right.
Yeah, you do have obvious watchers, yeah, and they're not like looking at you being like like the.
Mm.
They're just kind of like one leaning up against a pile of crates, a couple streets over, just kind of looking right at you, not shaking eye contact, just watching.
I'm not used to being watched like this.
You get used
Well,
to it.
I mean, we could try and lose. That's a fun way to kill an afternoon. We can try and lose our tails.
Dinar, you notice a dwarven woman who seems to be nearby a stall, and she's just keeps looking over at you and looking back again, and like,
Is this somebody that Dinar recognizes?
give me a perception check.
Okay.
Boone and drag. That's his disguise.
Captain Boone and drag. I rolled a 14 plus my perception is 1, so 15.
Okay. You don't recognize her, but the clothing that she's wearing, while not in a military uniform, you recognize this type of garb as common sort of downtime clothing of Gungram soldiers. And she's just you can see there's almost that kind of like questioning look where she's like, then kind of shakes her head a little bit and then looks over again
like she's perhaps in disbelief that she's seeing me,
or just trying to put the pieces together perhaps, but definitely a questioning look. Yeah.
How far away is she?
She's probably about 100 feet away, like not right up close.
Again, you're not exactly conspicuous.
Yeah, you do stand out.
I know,
especially when the sun kind of glints off your scales. You're fairly obvious. So,
Lady admirer there, D. What's going on?
Well, She looks
That
like
didn't really
she's.
take long.
She looks like she's with the Gungrim. She may.
Oh, you already have something in common then.
Yes.
I mean, you want me to go break the ice?
I don't think it's that kind of looking.
I don't know,
I-
man.
It's entirely possible that she might actually recognize me from the Gungrim Island.
Well, you never know. It takes all kinds.
Fair. All right, gents, give me a minute here. You guys
Is
figure out.
that good? Is that bad? Is it? Do we want you to be recognized? Does she need to go away? What is?
No, she doesn't need to go away.
You sure?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it's not like we have to chase her off or anything, but I'll just, you know what? Just give me a sec. I'll go figure out what why she's eyeing me. Maybe we know each other in passing. Just give me a sec. You guys figure out what we're gonna do with the rest of our day while I do this.
Like you got a way to listen in. Right?
I mean, I can try and sidle a little closer without him noticing me. That'd be
You had a robotic Devin there for a second.
He froze up for a sec, but he's back now.
Yeah.
All right, Dinar will walk over to this person.
Okay. So as you get closer, you definitely recognize the stance, the way she kind of holds herself as somebody who's definitely had military training, and her garb is, it's like you would have been handed out the same sort of off-duty clothing if it fit you. You were given something a little bit more custom, but just kind of like brown slacks rolled up at the bottom, not wearing any boots, any shoes at all. And just like a very kind of loose-fitting white shirt with a brown leather vest tight over it. You can see lots of kind of scars on her arms. Her black hair is like braided and pulled back. Very small, kind of just studded earrings along the side. And you know that in the Navy, they kind of, jewelry isn't forbidden, but it's like very, very minimal.
Nothing
kinda,
dangly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And her eyes were like a very deep green. And as you start to kind of walk over to her, she keeps her gaze at you this time as you approach. And you get probably about maybe 10 feet or so away. And she just kind of puts a hand up. Aye, so you are him then. If you're coming over here to talk to me.
Well, you were kind of staring at me, so I'm mostly just coming over to ask if perhaps we know each other.
Well, not personally, no, but there aren't too many Dragonborns that have served in the Navy, and even fewer that have skills like yours. So you're that ship wizard, aren't you? The one with the doing the magic on the sails and the like.
Yeah.
I thought you were dead. At least that's what the stories are saying.
What could you be more specific? What
Well,
exactly are you hearing?
Well, I mean, not much to be honest, but everyone knows of the the ships that went down. It was believed that you were the only survivor, and then suddenly you just disappeared. So it was sort of believed that you must have died too. I mean, the whole thing is kind of covered in mystery. Just kind of on a hush hush. It almost seems they don't want to talk too much about the ships that went down. But well, like I said, there ain't too many Dragonborn, especially wizard types, that have served in the Navy. But you are what is it? Davin? Dinar, is it?
Yeah, Dinar. Dinar is my name. You said there was no other survivors.
Well, I don't think so. I guess it's a bit fuzzy. I mean, there's kind of rumors, tavern talk and the like, tales that go round and round. mean, it's not like you're talked about a lot, but your description has come up a few times. You might I ask what you're doing here and not at home if you're not dead?
That's a good and fair question. I mean, I'm certainly not dead, as you can see.
Well, I hope not. You're a ghost, I'd have to kill you.
Well,
Or-
no, and that's
Or he kill you, I guess, I suppose.
you certainly don't. I'm here.
That's good.
You
Your
know, as-
friends back there.
well, they're my friends.
Hello.
Little guy's Flick, and the taller guy with the blue streak in his hair. Well, that's Tayland. They're my compatriots right now. I guess they're kind of leading me back home, in a way.
Right.
It's taken a little bit to recover and kind of get up the courage to come back to the Gungrim, but I was curious to get a little bit more information before I came back.
Well, I'm afraid I wouldn't be of much help for you there on information we're going back to. I am sort of like you.
How do you mean?
Let's just say that I'm not at my post, and I don't think I'll be returning anytime soon. I'm assuming that I can tell you that in the levels, since here you are and you're not dead. And we're both in Freeport as it is, so where the Navy doesn't really have a presence. Not official one, at least.
No. I mean, I never spent any time here before now. If you don't mind my asking, why have you left your post?
You know, the Navy life was really never, it's not my kin, it's not what I chose, it was sort of what I was born into. You know, my clan, the Paulhammer clan, it's just sort of what we know. And, you know, my dad just signed me up for the Navy as soon as I was old enough. And it's going to sound strange, but I don't really want to be at sea anymore. I miss the land. I miss the earth beneath my feet. That's why I've got no shoes on.
I was going to ask you about that. But it makes sense, you know, the sea is not for everyone.
I think I'm going to head east to some of our clans out there who more traditional dwarven types, you know, in the mountains. The sea makes me uncomfortable, especially these days with some of the strange things that are going on, you know.
Who? Like, did you slip out in the middle of night? Did you request leave and not return?
I
know we don't really know each other, but just trying
She
to
kinda
get
like-
an idea.
She definitely kind of gives that nervous thing. You can see her kind of like take a step back, almost have like ready to bolt kind of body language. It's just like,
I don't really want to get into the details about it. I just,
That's fair. I would.
you know, I don't want to bring my family any shame. You know, my dad would have a fit.
Well, if it helps at all, I've already forgotten your last name, so
I won't repeat it then.
this is probably for the best.
But you can call me Yura.
Yura.
Aye.
Well, Yura, nice to meet you. You said you're heading east?
Aye.
Like
As
you're-
soon as I can find a ship heading that way.
Like you're heading to the mainland?
Aye.
Way over there?
Hopefully.
Okay. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience over there, but I could tell you that, well, I mean, it's probably coming from the Sea of Souls, but is the part of the reason why we're actually here right now is because we ran into some, like, gross undead, black goop. Took
With
our ship
tentacles, right?
down.
Tentacles coming out of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, at least 50.
Well,
It's one of the
yeah,
reasons I
it
don't
was
really want to be at sea anymore.
During the middle of the hugest storm you've ever seen. Cyclones themselves with faces.
She's like, you see, there's like nervous itching, and she starts kind of just like,
Yeah, we had some
The ocean opened
very
up and
similar
tried to swallow
encounter.
us whole.
Your friend's not very
he has no tact.
Aye, that's
So,
the word I was looking for.
It was glorious. You should have seen this guy. He's great.
Maybe you should continue your discussion over dinner.
Yeah, he's a real man's man.
Are they?
I have no idea what they're doing. I just met them about 2 weeks ago.
Interesting.
Yeah. We don't really
Well-
know each other yet. They think they do. I don't know.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Right. I'll tell you what. I'll forget I saw you.
Okay, and I'll do the same.
You never saw me.
Agreed. Dinar's gonna hand out his big mitt to shake her hand.
she does so in like good solid grip, like sailor's grip.
Take care of yourself then, there, Dinar.
Yeah. Good luck on the seas.
Hopefully, I only have to sail on once more time, and then that will be the end of it. But one way or the other, I suppose.
Yeah.
What?
She's like, there's like clearly nobody behind her. She's kind of like, "Oh, right, coming," and she just leaves, and like she sees her get about like 15 feet away, and she just like starts kind of a little bit of a trot.
Dinar's gonna walk back over to
Uncomfortable
the.
leaving.
Dinar's gonna walk back over to the two others, and
You got the non-existent call card right there. That's it's tough luck, my bud.
Dinar's gonna walk back over to the two, and and if you'll allow, he's gonna give a little snap with both hands in front of their faces and prestidigitation a little sparks as he snaps.
Nice.
That's a good
Idiots.
trick. You should have done that.
She's just trying to help a guy out. Come on.
All right. So, actually, advantageous moment for segue here, as Jack is going to be joining us. So,
Waiting in the wind.
we're just going to pause for 1 second. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be back with the Jack. Hey, we're back with Jack.
I'm sorry, it's very dark in here. One of my lights burnt out.
Oh no. we have a Jack. So welcome, Jack.
Sorry I'm late, everyone.
Good to have you back. And it just keeps rhyming, and yeah, we'll move on from that. So we will pick up with the Adventures of Torque. That's going to be our sideshow coming this
spin-off
fall.
series, yeah.
The Adventures of Torque.
This fall, the WB.
Or the Misadventures of Torque. So as the group left the dusk in the morning, not at dusk, but at dawn. As he left the dusk at dawn. Yeah, there we go. Torque volunteered to take the chest of slaver's gold that was dug up on the island and go and smelt it, convert it, essentially change it into something not sketch. And so he left the dusk ahead of the other three and made his way down the long pier.
I think Torque's reasoning was just that out of all of them, he was the one least likely for people to try and rob. So
there is something to that.
There is truth to
definitely.
that. Yep.
So Torque, as you enter the sort of the docks area, you've got this chest of gold. What's your plan of attack here?
I guess probably just finding like any sort of metal worker would be the go-to plan. Is the dock sort of like an industrial sort of district of this area, or
there is sort of more of that kind of near the shipyard. So where the shipyard is, and then kind of there's like a lot of warehouses and some metalsmiths, and the like sort of in that. There's that kind of lane. You can see on the map that lane that kind of leads up north from the shipyard. There are some yards and stuff in there that have, blacksmiths and shipwrights and the like kind of working away at stuff in that area.
I think Torque knows enough that he'd probably like look for the sort of telltale signs of metalworking. You know, the sound of banging hammers, big plumes of smoke.
Sure, yeah. Ting, 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 yeah. And even though it is fairly early in the morning, these are folk who get up at dawn with the sun and get to work because life is busy. So it's easy enough to kind of perk up your ears, and you start making your way towards that part of town. You can see a number of kind of open yards where there's like big iron anvils. There's one spot that looks like it's kind of a communal anvil, and there's like a number of shops around it. One looks to have various ship components. Another one has, kind of suits of armor and some weapons in a bucket. There seems to be kind of everybody doing their own. That's not what I'm looking for. A variety of types of metal crafting and smithery, all kind of sharing this laneway, this space. You also see sort of near the end of that, there's a sign at the far end of the lane that simply says exchange on the top of it. You see a weapon store, there's an armor store, along with these other places where the crafting is actually taking place. So there are a couple of businesses as well.
Would exchange be like a currency exchange?
Give me Torque hasn't had too much interaction in society, right? So just give me
not recently.
Just give me an insight. Just kind of, what would that be?
Uh, 15.
15, okay. That makes the most sense. Currency exchange, exchange of goods.
With a 15, would I know if a currency exchange would accept slavers' coins?
It's possible. You do recall Boone did mention that this would be one place, like this town would be one place where you could actually get that done. Most places don't accept slavers' coins, but this would be a place where you could probably get that changed.
I mean, it seems like my best lead right now, so Torque will mosey on over.
Okay. So the shop is just opening as you arrive, and inside you see a couple of gnomes, man and a woman, and they look pretty much identical. And in fact, upon looking at them, it's pretty easy to tell that they are, at the very least, brother and sister, if not twins. And as soon as he kind of see you standing outside, the young man, he kind of opens the door and just creaks open as he pulls the door open. Hi, you're a big fella. Hey, what can I do for you? Looking to exchange something, eh?
I come to you with a delicate matter, one which I would like to resolve quickly and discreetly.
Oh, sure. Gotcha. All right, come on in. We're just opening for business here, but we're always happy to have a customer first thing in the morning too. Good way to start the day off.
Orc is just straight to business, gonna just put the chest down on the table and say, before I open this, I would just like to preface, I will not be divulging how I came across these items. However,
All right.
I assure you that no ill will was enacted on my part to obtain them.
Right.
He's gonna
Okay,
just
so
open the lid.
I won't ask any questions. You got yourself a chest full of collars there. I'm assuming you want to make these disappear, as it were, or become something else.
An equivalent exchange.
Equivalent exchange. Well, we can do that. That's probably a smart move. You don't want to be seen walking around with slavers' collars. That's what they call them. That kind of gold with the careful logo on it there. On account of the slaves wearing the collars and like. Anyway, I could exchange those for crowns for you. There is a 1% fee just for doing the business and the like. So, what is that? How much you got in there?
How much do I have in there, Craig?
You got 300. There was 300 gold, slavers gold in that chest, if I do recall.
So that would be 3 gold pieces to have all this converted?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because...
Oh, sorry. So that would be 3 gold pieces.
That'll cover the fee for us having to dispose of it, or have it melted down, or some other business. You don't really care what happens to it afterwards, right?
Ideally, I would like to imagine that it would be thrown to the bottom of the sea. However,
well, it'll be smelted down, purified, and probably recast as either ingots or gold crowns.
This is also acceptable.
All right. Okay. That's all you're looking for then. We can get right to that.
There is one other thing.
Oh, sorry, what? Yeah.
And once again, I will preface by saying that I will not divulge or elaborate on my motives. Is there a skilled enough metal worker in this district that can gild an acorn?
What? An acorn? You mean like a wee little
the very same.
Gild it in what? Exactly?
What do you typically gild things in?
Silver, gold, bronze, depending on what you're looking to use it for. I mean,
I look down at the chest. Gold will be sufficient for this task.
Well, that's a curious bit of work there, but I don't know. Probably sort of the thing that one of the master smiths in one of the ships would probably be better at. So you might need to head to the other side of town. I don't know if you won't be able to get any business with one of the ships directly, but one of the shops on that side of town there will probably be able to point you in the right direction. That's a little bit more on the highfalutin side, the expensive side, for the kind of thing these folks down the lane here, they mostly work with more common metals like iron and bronze and steel, that kind of thing. Not so much the fancy pants type of stuff with the gold and the filigree and all that kind of thing, you know.
Leave it to the wave singer to make life complicated for me once again.
Right, okay.
Convert these coins, and I will see to the rest. Thank you for pointing me in the right direction.
Right, just wait here a few moments. We'll just have Kelly count it up for you in the back there. Kelly! We need 297 crowns. All right, Callum, I'll get right on that. And so he just kind of sits there and he starts counting through the coins and holding it up and inspecting it and
Torque just sits there silently staring at him for the entire count. No attempt at small talk, just...
These really are ugly things, aren't they? Bloody slavers can't even make good gold. I mean, it's pure enough, but crowns are much nicer, don't they? You probably wait about 15 minutes or so, and then the two gnomes together kind of cart out this chest of equivalent size. All right, that's 297 crowns. That's minus the 3, of course, for our handling fee of this ill-begotten slaver's gold here. And
I will take 296 as payment for your discretion.
Well, I mean, that's not necessary, but sure. Takes an extra gold coin out and just tosses it back to his sister, who catches it. Ugh. Puts it down on the table. Feel blessed even touching that stuff. All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day, Master Turtle, and good luck.
I likely won't, based on the directions that you've given me, but stranger things have happened.
Right. Well, good luck then, at least, with your acorn. It's a bit of a nutty tale there. It is. Enjoy.
And with that, Torque exits.
Okay. So you probably within the time that you're doing that, the other guys have made their way to the market square and then eventually to the tower. So we can say for time's sake, if you want, you do manage to find a gold crafter in the ship's district just south of Ship Renly.
I mean, a delightfully quirky blacksmith with extremely memorable appearance and mannerisms.
Totally.
You did a great voice.
I did.
It was
fantastic.
Hilarious. Everyone clipped it. Everyone is citing this as one of their favorite moments. And then I reunite with the party.
It was amazing. So at this point, as you're kind of leaving the shop after having the acorn gilded, you're kind of walking up just kind of the main street of the shop's district here, and you see your three companions just kind of standing there talking, likely about a dwarf woman.
I can't believe you didn't ask her to dinner. What are you doing, man? Where's your game?
Were you listening to the conversation, Flick?
She
doesn't want to be known. She's leaving. She's going east. There was
you're
nothing
talking
there.
out on the street. Of course, I'm listening to the conversation. What do you think I am? I'm a little snoop. Of course, I was listening.
Or just stand there silently. Just directly behind Dinar, just...
About time you made it here, little guy. How'd you make out with the exchangery.
He's going to just like hold out the acorn and just drop it into Talen's hand. Never let it be said that I am not accommodating.
You're the most flexible turtle I ever met.
You're the only turtle I've ever met.
What has transpired in my absence?
Oh, do we have a story for you?
Torque,
Yo.
do you want the long version or the short version?
Oh, he'd love to have the long version, of course.
But the short
That way we can
version's
go have a
funnier.
sit down and get some... Well, I suppose that's true.
I mean, basically, Talen got us kicked out of 2 places, so... it's par for the course.
Disappointed, but not surprised.
Hey, I wouldn't suppose you noticed anyone keeping tabs on you while you're on your little errand, did you? Particularly a sharp-dressed orc.
People stared at me no more so than usual.
Well, I'm thinking more like that guy, and their buddies in the dark alley that we don't actually see yet. And I point out our various tales.
You do see a few figures, as they point them out, who are not hiding the fact that they are watching you from a bit of a distance, but it's still very obvious that they
another little wave.
they are aware that you are aware of them, and they're perfectly fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
It seems I've missed much.
Yeah, apparently Captain Boone's business might be a little more underwater than we thought. Both literally and figuratively.
Choice of words. So essentially we have some time to kill before we go back to Jorund's tower. That's really all that we've got going on at this point.
I mean, ostensibly we got a meeting scheduled with this chump, but I would not be averse to blowing it off myself.
I don't know if we should just be so cavalier about doing that.
The guy rubbed me the wrong way, Taylor. You don't want my mouth running too, eh?
I don't like him anymore, but...
So you've already been to the wizard's tower then?
They're pointing at all the guys surrounding us.
Yeah, we went shortly after we departed from you. Talon did a little shopping in the market square, and then we went over there.
A pity. I quite would have enjoyed the company of such an interesting character.
See? I told you guys he was interesting. Like, that was a great visit. Torque,
don't get me wrong.
You're going to like this.
Yeah,
I'm being facetious. I actually have a strong dislike of mages. Present
That's
company
my
excluded.
boy.
Present company excluded.
I knew you were all right.
Well, this guy is quirky as hell, and I don't know. He seemed like a kooky uncle to me, and reminds me of the story of my Uncle Scab. What are we actually going to do to kill this afternoon?
That's a good question. Because I fear, like, if we go in somewhere, like a tavern or something, that we're going to get, pushed further into our little cubicle of seats as they sit around us and box us in. So I kind of like being in the open, but I also, we can't just stand here. Like, part of me thinks that we should just go back to the tower.
We were offered to stay the night there.
We were, which you were against, right?
Well, I just don't want to blow off this guy waiting for us at the dusk. We barely managed to arrange that meeting and not having to walk around with that guy the entire day. What do you think is going to happen if we don't show up? Do you think these guys are just going to keep watching us?
My concern is what might happen if we do show up.
Yeah, well, I got some thoughts about that too, because if Captain knew this guy was out looking for him, he wouldn't have. Well, this is the thing. He either would have warned us that there would have been a price on his head, or he doesn't think this is a big deal. So,
how about this? We've got time to kill. we could walk around a little bit and discuss whether or not we want to go back to the dusk or back to the tower. And while we do that, I'll just pull out my copper wire and just try to message Captain Boone. And if he suddenly responds...
Pointing in random locations?
Exactly. We know he's in a building, so we've got that going for us.
I look around at all the buildings.
I know there's a lot of buildings, but I mean, we could start to triangulate.
Give me a perception check, Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I am looking around.
And looking respectfully.
I am looking around as a bout of physical comedy. 13.
13, okay. Not intending to really notice much, you're just kind of looking around like, what, we're behind here? You see at the end of the street, kind of to the east of you, you see two dwarven individuals in sort of matching garb, along black sash, over their kind of leather armor, approaching you.
Okay.
Hey, that's the other thing. Little guy, the other tidbit. Captain Boone's connected. Kind of.
Yeah.
His family runs the town, or what helps. They're one of the 6.
Flick.
Yeah.
Check it.
Yeah, probably these guys right here.
Oh, you think these guys are with Boone? I mean, that would make sense.
I mean, according to our tourist map we got right here, we're like right around the corner from the place. So maybe.
Assuming that's where he is.
They're coming closer.
As the two dwarves approach you, you kind of notice at your peripheral that the individuals that were watching you just very nonchalantly just kind of like stand up and move away and start walking off in different directions. Again, not hiding their actions, but just kind of making scarce.
Giving us some space. It's all right.
And
I both do and do not like where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
the two dwarves approach, and there's a male and female. One has very kind of dark black skin, thick, kind of unruly black hair, just kind of all over the place. Very out of place for the very well kept leather armor that he's wearing. And the woman's skin a little bit lighter, with some like dark freckles. Same kind of black hair that's like curled, almost kind of permed, and worn back a little bit. And
Which one has the bigger beard?
The male. The gentleman has a very large beard. She does not have a beard. But the two of them can approach you, and the guy kind of moves to the other side of you, and kind of stands, not in a threatening way to you, but almost kind of like to kind of ward off any of their attention. And she just looks you up and down, all 4 of you.
Hi.
Right, so you're Connor's acquaintances then, aren't you? You matched the description he gave perfectly.
What gave us away? The turtle, the dragonborn, or the goblin?
Yes.
How you doing?
Can I roll? She said the description that Captain Boone gave her. Is she believable? Do I believe that?
Give me an insight check.
Ooh.
So distrusting. We're trying to make friends here.
Trying to make friends. We've been chased and followed all day long. I rolled a 5 plus my insight of 1.
Welcome to the big
6.
city.
You believe her? I mean,
believe
you don't
her.
see any reason not to believe her.
Yeah.
Listen, the captain's all right. Sorry, your captain is all right. I'd like to invite you back to the compound. Have
The
a bit of
Boone
discussion.
compound? The Boone?
Aye.
We're getting invited to the Boone compound. Listen to that.
I think it's better that we talk there about your friend's curtain situation.
Oh, you mean the chumps who've been following us all day? That situation?
Aye.
Yeah. They don't like you. I like you.
They don't like too many folk, but if you don't mind accompanying, we'll take you back there, and I assure you that Connor is safe for the time being, at least.
Awesome.
All right.
Out of curiosity, what is he to you? Is he cousin, brother, uncle, husband?
Well, to me, he's
Yeah.
nothing. I've only met him 2 or 3 times, but he's the captain's relative. Not exactly sure of the direct connection, but Boone family is a large one, so.
Fair enough.
So you're not a Boone then?
Well, I'm part of Ship Boone, but
Yeah.
my last name's not Boone.
Okay.
That's not exactly how it works.
Yeah. In case you hadn't noticed, we're new here. We're still feeling out. So,
That much is very obvious. Another easy way to find you. Yeah,
I don't know
you
what
do
you're
stand
talking
out.
about. No.
I guess we can put away the tourist map now.
But come on back to the compound and we'll talk, if you don't mind.
Sure. What's your handle then if it ain't Boone?
You can call me Kuna.
Kuna.
We know it.
That one's Havla there.
Sorry, Havler?
Havla.
Havla.
He's Havla and Kuna.
Havla.
Kuna, Havla.
So Flick, what are we calling these people?
For right now, they're boonies. I don't know, man. They all kind of blend together after a while.
Are they taking us to the Boone docks?
Oh,
Remember what I said about puns, my friends? There,
Yep.
yep. You'll get them plenty here, whether you like it or not. So, yeah. All right, are you accompanying?
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
think they're asking, so yes.
I mean, at this point, they scared off our tail, so sure. They are obviously more powerful, so yep.
So
Yeah,
you
but that's also worrying.
I know.
following the 2 dwarves. They don't make any move to, kind of like corral you or anything like that. They keep their distance, just kind of walking casually. And as you approach the gates to the wall of the Boone compound, you see similarly dressed individuals, all dwarves, who open the gates for you and allow you in, just giving a bit of a nod. And inside, you've seen a lot of different architecture and structures here in the town. Most of it sort of a combination of wood and stone in different styles. Everything in here is what you would expect of a dwarven stronghold, only in a sort of tropical port. Everything's made out of stone. Very intricate stone carvings, even the crenellations on the buildings. There's kind of a very fortified look, but also with a lot of artistry put into it. A lot of time and care has been put into the craftsmanship of this architecture. But it does look very sturdy and strong, and has been built to kind of portray that dwarven connection to stone and earth, if you will. And rather than taking you to any building in particular, Kuna kind of leads you through a couple of buildings into kind of sort of a back alley, as it were, between a number of buildings. And there's kind of like a little bit of a square of sorts. And you see some crates and just a number of things that kind of scattered around storage-wise. And as she brings you there are a couple other individuals who just kind of give a nod and then kind of move to different positions. Like one kind of moves down an alley, all of them looking out. They're not watching you, but they appear to be kind of looking off in different directions, almost as if they're kind of keeping guard, not on you, but for you. And as she kind of brings you to that situation, she gives a look around. All right, we'll be a little bit safer behind these walls at least. So, let me ask you how much you know about what Connor has gotten himself into. I believe with those individuals watching you out there that you've likely been approached by at least one or two, perhaps.
Runix was the chump who came up
Yes.
and said that Captain Boone is what, 30 grand in the hole?
Yeah, I believe the key word is debt.
It's a little bit more complicated than that.
Well, I figured.
If I were you, I would not take anything the runic says at face value. That one is slippier than a lizard folk in oil, let me tell you. There's a lot of double talk to what he says, truth and untruths. He doesn't always exactly lie, but he has a very creative way of telling things. Makes him very dangerous, if you will. Very hard to get a handle on. Sweet talks a lot of people into deals that aren't exactly good for them. Does that seem fair assessment from what you gathered with him?
Yeah, he gave me.
That about lines it up.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Right. So Connor isn't exactly indebted to him, not in the way that you're thinking, as it were. I can't really get into the details. The captain has forbade my captain, the captain, not your captain. I guess they're both Captain Boone, but that's confusing. Anyway, I'm not allowed to go into the specifics of the arrangement. Just we don't want word getting out there for too many people. I know Connor trusts you. He sent me to find you, but I don't know you. So
that's fair.
Can't say whether I trust you yet or not. One of the reasons why we're not, haven't brought you in to the ship, as it were, into some of our buildings and the like, just in case you have a tail, just in case you've got, somebody's bribed you off or what. I don't know exactly what your situation is. But I'm here to tell you that Connor is safe. He's not exactly going to be getting a ship anytime soon, though. And that's sort of part of the news that I need to pass on to you, that he's going to be landlocked for a little while and probably in hiding for a good portion of that.
Well, that's rather unfortunate.
Yeah, that kind of leaves us in a tough spot.
Yeah, 4 sailors hanging out in an island is that's not our gig, man.
If I might ask, you only need to give me as much information as you care to. Why exactly are you back? And I've heard a little bit from Boone as to sort of the nature of your visitation. He didn't get into too much details. I know you lost the ship. That's a tough tale there, but what are you planning to do? What's your stake in all of this?
Ideally, we get a ship, we get back out in the ocean, we get back to our business.
Which is?
Sailing across the ocean blue.
Vague. Short.
Well, they have to tell you what we want to tell you, right?
That's true.
It's true. You
Your own
did say
words.
that.
Oh, I did. Just gauging by how much you tell me and don't tell me what possible arrangements we might come to, as it were. They might be in a position to help you out, but trying to keep whether I want to or not.
When the mainsail's set and the anchor's weighed, there's no turning back from any course that's made.
I mean, you've got other boats that need some chumps like us on them.
Perhaps whaling ships?
Whaling? Well, you're not going to find too many whaling ships this far south. I mean, you got to go
Yes, I'm aware of that, thank you.
north to that. Hey, we don't sail north. For
Do you have
good
any
reason.
ships? Do you have any ships that might be stopping? Okay. Why are we here?
First of all, as a courtesy to Connor, who knew that you might be followed on account of what he's gotten himself into, and for your added protection being behind the walls of one of the most fortified compounds in Porto de Arias. You're welcome.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
I'm glad one of you does, at least.
But what are, like, what are we supposed to do now? So you've brought us in, you've given us the information, you've ensured that you've shared that, what Captain Boone wanted us to know. Are we supposed to stay here?
Are we marked? Yeah, like are we just gonna? Do we have that same anchor around our necks because we're associated with him, or what's the? Or is word gonna get out that he's safe now, or hands off of him, and they won't be following us anymore?
I think I can take care of part of that, at least. That they won't bother you, at least not openly. Certain amount of protection that comes with being allied, even loosely, with one of the ships, as it were. Moving against a ship is a mighty dangerous business, likely to get you and all your kin killed mighty quickly. I can't tell you exactly where Connor is, again, on account of who might be listening in or through you. But he is safe. He's going to be safe. That much I can guarantee you. Nobody's going to get to him. You folk, as on the other hand, I'd be much more able to guarantee your safety, at least from certain interested parties, if you were to perhaps do some mercenary work for Ship Boone.
And there it is.
Not directly members of the house, as it were, but it's going to be had and work to be had if you're interested.
I mean, I know Taylor's got itchy feet to leave town, so is any of this shipbound work?
I can put you on a ship, aye.
What kind of work? You say mercenary, but that's pretty ambiguous.
Yeah, we're gonna need a little more than that, I think.
I mean, more or less the same thing you'd be doing for Connor, guarding cargo and like. We're a mercantile house, you know, so we deal in trade, honest trade. I know Connor got into a little bit of the less than honest stuff sometimes.
No.
We played pretty much above board, traveling through the major ports.
You'd be surprised how many times he told us not to take things off the top.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he's not an honest man. I'm saying that he took work where he could find it, and sometimes that meant dealing with less than honest folk. You can?
Yeah.
I mean, that's most of the world, but sure.
Right. Well, what I'd be having you doing is guarding cargo going from port to port. So pretty much along the same lines, but sailing into treacherous waters, as well.
Pirate infested?
Oh, aye.
Just pirates?
Or undead Uzi pirate?
Yeah, that's the one I'm worried about.
Hey, Connor told me all about some of the encounters you had up Sea of Souls. I tend to stay far away from the Sea of Souls.
What about our theme song?
What's the theme song?
Well, let me show ya.
Take it away.
Connor told me that you had some business with that old cook up in the tower there. So if you got business you need to do with him.
Was spilled too. Excellent. So yeah, he's got a.
You can tell me what. Whatever your specific business is with him, I don't really care. But if you do have business with him, that's fine. You're welcome to do what you need to do with the wizard, but I'm just putting an offer out for you that if you are looking to get on a ship, as it were, and get out of port, we can set something up for you.
Tell me this, when does your next ship depart?
I think our next delivery is set to go to Galadrin, actually, in about 4 days from now. 4 or 5, we can make it. We can stretch it.
Did you say Galadrin?
Aye. Is that north enough for you there, my friend?
That's
start.
That's very far north. That's a little. I don't want to say too far north, but
Ha ha! No, it is not. We'll take the job. Although I do think it'd be worthwhile for us to go and help the wizard first.
I would agree. That's. Forgive me. When is that ship leaving for Galadrin?
Maximum 5 days.
From now?
Not a problem.
We can do that round trip in
We could do
5
that.
days.
Do that.
That's a
We're gonna-
lot of.
We're gonna
that's a lot
have
of
to.
ground cover.
Round trip, eh?
We're
Right.
we're fetching some things for the good wizard. I also have something that I'm looking to pick up in 3 days, so don't really want to leave that sitting here. I'd like to pick it up before we leave.
Sure.
It could be very helpful for Blick or Tayland.
We can have that arranged for you too.
I'm sure Captain Boone, Mr. Connor, has told you all about our various exploits, strengths, abilities. It's worth waiting on us.
He only shared what he needed to.
Ah, well, you should ask him.
Well, Tayland, obviously it was enough. If we weren't worth talking to, she wouldn't have come and talked to us.
If Connor vouches for you, that's good enough for me.
Tends to be the case, yeah, apparently.
Okay,
Yeah, it's,
so-
I don't know. I thought seems good to me. I don't see why we need to hang around this place.
Yeah, no, that's great.
We got a lot of people who don't want us here and other people who are willing to pay us to not be here. I'm willing to go with the people paying us to not be here.
I'm on board.
So
Just for my own personal edification, what is the name of the high captain of this ship?
Captain Boone.
You are a funny lady. All right, you
smart.
win this round.
His name is Aldous.
Aldous.
Aldous Boone. Aye,
Is he also a dwarf?
of course.
So he's an Aldous small thing?
Bit a clever one.
Have we discussed what the nature of our work would be aboard this vessel?
Aye.
Basically the same thing we were doing before.
Keeping the cargo safe from those who might want to take it.
This time we actually make sure we protect all the sailors.
Shh. Tayland.
It's all right. I heard about,
I assumed.
as I said, I heard about the loss of the ship and those who went down with it. So
We'll not be having a repeat of that.
No.
Is Stitches okay?
hopefully not.
And we are allowed to know the nature of this cargo that we are escorting?
When the time comes, aye.
Not even Connor Boone told us that half the time.
Well, like I said, we're a little bit more above board than
Look where that got us.
some of what
Yeah, true.
Connor got himself into.
That's a good point.
Again, I hold nothing against him. He did what needed to be done, and to each his own. But no, you'll know the manifest for what you're guarding to make your job a little bit easier in protecting it.
All right. Well, hey, you keep those guys off us for the next couple days. We'll go off and
We'll do what we can.
get something taken care of. We'll come back here. Be happy to join your crew.
Right?
Yep.
You can put your faith in us. We'll be sure to not let you down.
Strong words. Be sure to back them up with actions. Anyway,
That's what I do.
Havla
Yeah.
here will escort you out of the
Definitely full
complex.
of actions.
You'll be known when you return, so when you approach the gate, we'll be expecting you and you'll be let in. But in the meantime, do what needs to be done. Keep your head up. Stay safe.
Will do. Thank you.
Oh, one more thing. Havla. And she takes a small pouch from him and just kind of opens it up. And inside there's a small stone, very smooth, that has a single rune sigil inscribed on it. And she hands it over. Hang on to this. In case Connor needs to get a hold of you, if anything transpires in the meantime, he'll want to. He's only going to use it in case of emergency, but it'll allow him to talk to you as need be.
Is it one way?
No,
We should probably give it to Torque then. That way we won't accidentally use it.
That's a good point.
you can use it to talk to him. He's told me to let you know that he likely won't answer unless it's an emergency, though, because He's again.
Well,
he's,
if Torque
staying
is
pretty
using
quiet right
It
now.
will be an emergency.
All right, everyone gather around the magic rock. Hang on. Boop. Hey, Captain, it's all of us. We're glad you're safe. And say hi, everyone. No one's saying hi. Anyway,
Hey, Captain.
there we go. Anyway, we hope you're doing well. And apparently, Kuna here is getting us some work. So we hope to see you soon.
He probably only heard about half of that, but
This is Flick signing off. All right.
Yeah, Flick, you obviously haven't gotten to that part of your spell book yet. That
you get about 25 words or so.
Yeah.
But anyway,
definitely give it to Torque.
I'm sure he heard you.
He probably heard us in the buildings anyway.
Keep the stone safe, and good luck on whatever you're doing.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thanks. We might need it.
Anything for Connor. All right, Havler will see you out there, and hopefully we'll see you in a few days, eh?
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Do we report here or to the docks?
Come to the gate here at the compound.
You got it, lady. All right, let's go do our fetch quest and hopefully shake our tail in the process.
Sounds good. I mean, sounds good.
So the other dwarf, Havla, he kind of leads you back out of the compound. Doesn't say a word, hasn't said a word. And as you leave, he just kind of gives a nod, turns around and walks back in as the gates close.
Hey, Torque, I think he likes you.
Torque doesn't realize that he's muted.
Oh yeah, Jack, you're muted.
Torque says nothing of particular note. Sorry,
Exactly.
my work phone was blown up there for a second. Didn't want all the sounds to come through.
It's all good. All right, to Jorund Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where we're spending the night?
Well, maybe
Or
we
do you
spend
want
the
it? Or
night
do you
in the
want
wilderness.
What, I was gonna say it's like we could just go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because what time is it now, Craig?
Like 1 p.m.
Yeah,
we got
could
time.
go.
We just start going. How long do we know how long of a trip it is going to be to get to the active volcano?
You don't.
It's probably
You weren't filled on all the details. He kind of touched on the task a little bit, but
Fair enough. To be fair, Talon really only cares about getting back on a ship. So this is just sort of something that he can do to help get the rest of the party to be a little more amicable.
if you'll recall, he temporarily popped you out of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could go back and ask him first.
Due to some certain annoyances.
Yeah, we'll go. Hey, if he can put us to his front door, maybe he can give us a little bit of a head start too. You know, he can pop us outside of town.
That would
I mean,
be
we
nice.
could just save some time, just walk up the stairs and scream at the tower. I'm sure eventually he'll hear us.
I think maybe we could be a little bit, maybe.
You just want to go
Kinder.
see the tower lady again.
Oh, you two today. Seriously. I wish I could. You. Just flip you right out of wherever we are.
Talon disappears. What?
Look, I don't feel so good.
As soon as I get banishment. Oh man.
Oh, too soon. Too soon, Devin. Mr. Stark. All right.
It was 2 years ago.
I know.
Too soon, okay? Stop
Too
it.
soon.
It'll always be too soon.
He had another movie.
Too soon.
All right. Well, Dinar will approach the tower if anybody else wants to come with.
Yeah.
Torque, you got to see this place.
Yeah,
It's great.
Torque will go just for the closure.
This is probably more wealth than you've ever seen in your life.
You would be surprised.
So will you.
All right. So as you approach the tower once again, so for Torque, there's a wide stone staircase that leads up to a sort of raised
platform, balcony, what have you, surrounded by a wall, multiple statues within this courtyard, we'll call it. And the tower itself, which is multi-layered, and each layer just different color, different style of architecture. The statues, the heads of the statues kind of turn and kind of watch as you approach. And as you get to the front door, which is just this doorway, there's nothing of note to open the door. There's no buttons, there's no latches or anything. But as you approach, you hear a somewhat stiff feminine voice that speaks out. Welcome back, visitors. I see you have brought your other companion with you. Are you returning to the tower this time to stay for the evening?
I would assume so.
I actually think, Ardell, that we are here just to kind of get some direction so that we can go and fetch those things that Jorund was looking for.
So that's what Torque's surprise face looks like.
Of course. There's like a pause. The master has said that he will see you for a short time if you wish to ask him any questions. He is rather busy at the moment, but seeing as this is a matter of import for him, he will spare the time.
I was going to say, we're doing what he wants.
Yeah.
Please enter in. Once again, make your way through the entry hall into the main chamber, where you will find the large mirror through which the master will speak to you again.
Thank you, Ardell.
As the door opens up, Torque, inside you see just marble pillars, alabaster floor, the space inside larger than you would expect. Posh cushions. There's, plants in the middle of this very large open space. There are tables with all manner of fruits and vegetables and food, various drinks of all sorts. On the very far wall, there is a massive mirror with this gilded gold filigree frame around it. And as you kind of walk in, the mirror shifts even before you sit down to show a different scene. One of a study with shelves and bookshelves around it. A very old man, older than should be possible for a human man, sitting at this desk, stacks of paper beside him. You can see behind him, there's like books that are kind of moving from a stack on their own, seemingly like flying and sorting themselves in the bookshelves. There's things kind of moving all over the place. And he looks up from, whatever he's looking at the moment. He kind of, your friend has come with you this time. Hey, so I'm Jorund. You must be the Torque, the turtle. Hey.
Yes, I suppose I must be.
I guess you must be then. You have questions, or are you here to stay for the night? Oh.
My associates and I do not intend to take up too much of your time. I can see that you are quite busy.
Yes, well, you might want to remind your other friend of that so that he is a little bit less verbose than last time. He kind of like gives a bit of a stink eye to Talon, like.
In due time, you will learn to tune out the background noise, as I have.
I like you. So what is it I can do for you, gentlemen?
Well, really, we're just here for more specifics and directions, if you don't mind, Mr. J.
Yes, right. What is it that I had you going for there?
You were going to give us a free divination if we brought you that book right there.
Shut up. Nope, it was the the Ember Spores.
Yeah, some kind of mushroom in that cave up there.
Yes, you need to head up to Mount Firgosa. There's a grotto at the north end of the lake that meets the mountain, and within there you will find a rather curious specimen of fungus that lets off these tiny little spores, very orange and bright. They glow like fire when they lift off, and hence the name Ember Spores. I gave them that name.
But yes, so you'll need to collect probably about a pound of them.
What is the application of these spores?
They're for a ritual. I'm going to see if I can determine what has caused the water in the Sea of Souls to become so tainted. Something at work there, I believe, yes.
That seems like a worthy cause.
So you need a pound of spores or a pound of mushrooms? Because that's a whole different kettle of
No, just the spores that come off of them. You must...
A pound of
must be collected.
spores.
Yes. They're quite plentiful.
Holy cow.
This might take a minute, Tayland.
Uh-huh. How many mushrooms are there? Like this, yeah.
Oh, plenty, man.
What if we
Cameras are
just-
full of them?
What if we just brought you like 30 mushrooms?
No. You cannot pick the mushrooms. The mushrooms must stay there. Only the
Delicate
spores that come off of the mushrooms. If you remove the mushrooms,
They don't leave
they
the
die.
spores.
The mushrooms die upon being plucked, and the spores are no good anymore.
Can we not use a spore to plant a mushroom here, or do they have to grow in that
No,
one particular
no.
grotto?
There is something... have you ever heard of an ataxian fracture?
I get the
You
feeling
know
that we
damn
are,
well we haven't.
I get the feeling that we are about to.
Torque, you would actually have some inclination as this for the island that you were.
Torque probably knows what they are, but maybe not the term.
Yeah.
We call them something else.
Yes.
You can give me either an Arcana or a History check from any of you would be.
Oh.
That sounds like a wizard thing to do.
I mean, I do have good Arcana, so
And
I'll roll Arcana.
I'm pretty sure history is probably better than most of us too.
It is actually. They're both the same.
I'll roll a history. Let's put our scaly heads together and see
All
what
right.
we can.
I'll roll Arcana. So Jack rolled a
10.
10. I rolled an 11 plus my 7, so 18.
Okay. So Torque, you get a hint of what he's talking about when he kind of mentions fracture. And you're like, I think that's connected to magic. It seems vaguely familiar. Dinar, you've definitely heard of this specifically. Likely some stuff that you read even in the Stormhaven Guild. But more or less they are locations in the world where magic from the second weave, the chaos weave, kind of leaks through into the material plane, and all sorts of strange magical phenomenon occur. It can take various forms from, floating islands to strange magical effects, abundant growth. There's all kinds of different things that transpire wherever fractures are located.
Ah, yes, we have a different word for that in my tongue.
Yes.
This
Anyways.
is quite powerful magic that we're talking about here.
Well, I do believe that Mount Firagosa is the location of one such fracture. And it is this fracture which has produced these mushrooms that spawn these magical spores, as it were. And it's not quite entirely a natural thing, so I don't think that trying to plant them elsewhere would work. So we must collect them from where they are. Yes. Which happens to be a volcano.
All right, 2 more questions.
Sure.
1, do you got a fair estimate of how long it would take to walk there?
The walk there, too long. I can get you to the lake, where you will find a vessel that can take you across the lake. There's a little outpost there that takes care of that sort of business. That will get you there much quicker. Yes.
What's the catch? Are we doing this as some sort of rite of passage, or is it that there's something there that you are unable to do?
Oh, I'm working on the rest of the ritual as we speak, trying to put the various components together, and
I'm
you
just
bring me
curious
those
why
spores and
you wouldn't have gone and got them yourself at some point if you ran out.
Well, as I mentioned to you last time as well,
You said we could ask you questions. I'm just asking questions.
yes.
Aelin, let's address the elephant in the room. This man is clearly very old and infirm.
Rather blunt, but on the point. Yes, thank you. That is correct. I'm not as mobile as I used to be in the past, so I take help wherever I can find it to go on such. Would you expect an old man like me to go traverse into a volcano? I don't think so.
Old man and wizard do not necessarily correlate, but fair enough.
Yes.
You can take us there. Can we get back the same way, or are we going to have to walk back?
You can take the vessel back to the shores, and then I think, if I believe correctly, they have a way of. I don't remember that woman's name, but she has a way of contacting me. It's been some time since I've spoken with her.
That woman, huh?
The one who operates the outpost.
All right.
Okay. It's a little
Yes.
non-specific, but all right.
But she sends ships out, rents ships and the like, to go out onto the lake for fishing, exploration, and travel, and that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. So question number 2 of mine. Are you covering expenses, or is this coming out of our pocket to use this ferry service?
Oh, no. That will be taken care of course. You're doing a favor for me.
Awesome. Then Flick posts up on top of one of the tables and starts eating like the centerpiece, and he's enjoying it.
The leaves are not. Yes, they can be food. Sure. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the flowers are a little crunchy, but once you get to the stems, it's much better.
Should we tell him those are wax? Or,
Nah, it's all
I'm
right.
not sure what difference it would make.
Sure. I don't exactly know what goblins eat, so
I'm sure he's potentially eaten worse, you know.
I try to put a variety of foods out there for whoever. But
Try one with mustard sometime and tell me.
mustard. Interesting. I'll make note of that. Of course, Master. I will update the repertoire of our food for guests. Good.
I start serving wax flowers with mustard on it. Thanks to you, Flick. Good job.
Are you so? I thought you were going to stay here for the night. Are you looking to go sooner than that? Then I won't complain.
Well,
The sooner you get the ingredients back to me, the sooner I can cast the ritual and get to the bottom of this.
let's just say we're getting a little antsy in town. We kind of want to get our feet wet again, so probably just gonna go right away.
If
Well,
you get your feet wet, you're not doing it right.
No, the point of the boat is so that you do.
Oh my goodness, it's a figure
metaphor.
of speech. Come on.
Metaphor, yes. Of course. Good. All right. You want to go post haste then? Yes.
No time like the present.
Yeah.
Well, that's very true.
Actually, the future is probably a lot better, but
But the future doesn't exist yet. You see.
then how can you divine it?
Don't
Magic,
break the
magic.
wizard. Let's go.
I'm not sure your mind could comprehend.
All right. Yes, we'll get
Yes.
going now, please.
Yes. Adele, would you see these gentlemen to the transportation room for the outpost? Of course, Master Jorund.
I like the sounds of that.
And so last time you were here, there was a section of the wall that kind of opened up on the right side of the chamber where there's the pad that led up to the study. This time, the section to the left side of the wall opens up, revealing a similar but somewhat larger teleportation circle. And there are runes inscribed all over the floor. There are, magical runes up the wall. Like the whole chamber is just filled, it seems, with like all manner of arcane writing and script and runes. And it's not a very large room, about 10 by 10, just large enough for this circle. But as soon as the door opens, there's a bit of like a soft greenish glow that emanates from it. If you would be so kind as to step into the circle,
We can send you right away.
Come on, guys.
Ar's kind of
All right.
marveling at the magic that he's seeing, but he does step on as well.
Torque is going to cautiously follow the others.
Come on,
up.
Torque.
See you in a couple days, Mr. J. All right, let's go.
Before I teleport you, I must ask, have you transported via magic long distances before this?
Is there anything we should know about this mode of travel?
It can be a little bit unsettling for those who are not accustomed to it.
Bring it on, lady.
I've done it once.
There was a dog.
It may unsettle your stomach, puts you a little bit out of sorts. Just remember to take a deep breath on the other side.
Other side.
This is so I don't vomit.
Are you ready?
I paid for that food. It's going to stay in.
Yes, we are, Ardell. Thank you.
I'm going to make sure I'm not in front of Torque.
You see a few specific runes on the wall. About a half a dozen or so kind of appear and start to glow. And then one by one, the runes in the circle on the floor around you. There's a brilliant flash of light. And you all kind of are just blinded by light, surrounded by nothingness, brightness, darkness. There's this weird kind of ethereal moment where you're just in the void, as it were. And then there's kind of a bit of like just a bit of a puff, and you're suddenly surrounded by wilderness. There's trees, palm trees in the distance, blue sky above you, a great lake just opening up before you. And there's a bit of a moment where you're kind of like, whoa. Give me a Constitution save, everybody.
Yay.
Well, this might not go well.
Constitution.
9.
Flick is a hardy soul with a 17.
Oh, geez. 19's actually a bit low for me.
Yeah, 19 is low
And,
for
you
the turtle
poor
barbarian.
Dinar rolled a 13 plus my 3, so 16.
Okay, so ironically, those of you who did not take a deep breath are fine. Whereas Tayland, you're like, I got this. And as you kind of pop out into this wilderness, there's a moment of kind of disorientation. You're like, oh no. You almost kind of lose.
Come on, wine, stay in there.
But you get a pretty nasty sour burp. You're like, oh. But you managed to gain your composure after a moment.
I think even though he didn't yards, Torque is still looking like visibly uncomfortable with the whole experience.
It is definitely off-putting.
It kind of felt like being drunk, eh?
So you guys are no. So you guys are.
I meant like
you guys. You probably made that teleportation a little harder on me than it needed to be, and I don't appreciate it.
I think you made it a little bit harder on yourself.
So what do you think he was going to
necessary.
do if we didn't happen by? How do you think he normally gets these mushrooms? Like, surely he doesn't just wait for random people to show up and say, hey, can you do a thing for us and we'll get you some mushrooms?
I mean, maybe he does. Maybe he would hire us out or hire out a group of mercenaries from town. I don't know.
Yeah, then what happened to the
Mages.
last group?
Mages are known to be a capricious lot.
Maybe
I missed
he's
you,
a little
Torque.
bit opportunist. Saw an opportunity in us. I mean, you're the one that wanted the scry, so
This is
maybe
true.
he just
All right,
he
where's
just
that
saw a
dang boat?
trade.
So you look about 200 feet off. You seem to be
Jeez.
kind of placed on just what appears to be like an open, not like a paved trail. There is kind of a clearing, and you can see as you look to the south, you can see the town quite a distance away on this path that just kind of winds its way towards there. And there's a little bit of a kind of a wooden, it almost looks more like a shack than anything that's just on the shore of this lake. There's a long dock that's got about half a dozen boats on it.
and there doesn't seem to be anything else around. But sitting on the porch, there's just a rocking chair, and you can see an individual. Hard to make any details from this distance, but there's just a figure. You see a little bit of a puff of smoke, but he seems to be coming from a pipe of some sorts, as they're just sitting in this rocking chair.
Was not expecting that.
No.
Well, Dinar, you're the one who wants to be making friends.
Guess Dinar will approach the rocking chair gentleman. Or person.
As you do get closer, you see an elderly woman who, upon close inspection, is a tiefling. You can see the horns. They're not very pronounced, but they come out and they curl back a little bit, and you can see now a long black tail that's just kind of flicking in behind, and her skin is mostly black. There's a little bit of discoloration that shows a little bit more of a kind of like a pale purple in some spots, and she's just wearing very simple, light clothing for this kind of climb, and she does indeed have just like a small, what looks like an ivory pipe. Or almost look like carved ivory or carved bone even. And she's just watches as you approach.
Greetings. We're looking to procure a boat. We're doing some work for Jorund in the tower.
Of course you are. All right. How fast do you need to get across the lake? 2 hours, half a day. What are you looking? You want to get there before sunset? Yeah.
Well, ideally, yes. It is starting to get later in the evening.
And just throw this in there. There's a little bit of some sprinkles on this conversation. We can certainly provide a lot of our own momentum, if that would help.
It's not needed, but I appreciate the thought. It's going to cost him. Don't worry, I'll make him pay for it.
In that case, we'll get there as fast as possible.
Yeah, quick as a ship then.
All right, save your magic for... I'm assuming he's sending you to that grotto to get whatever he wants. Wizard things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Well, you're not the first. We have a bit of understanding, as it were. All right, pick a boat. Doesn't matter which one.
And you look, and they're all look exactly the same. They're just
we have to take one.
More or less
Torque just climbs into the closest one.
They're large, more like a skiff than a rowboat. They can probably fit about 6 people in each of them.
Is he charged per boat?
You take one.
Okay.
Torque is just already in a boat, just standing there waiting for everyone else.
How many
Diggity dog, a boat.
Just curious, lady, how many round trips versus one ways have you done recently?
I'm not sure I understand the nature of your question.
He wants to know if anyone has died on this crossing.
Oh, that's a good question.
Not in one of my boats. People go out on the lake all the time. And they come back. Sometimes they don't.
How about the last fetch quest suckers working for Mr. J? Did they...
Oh, that was quite some time ago. Yeah, they came back.
Do we believe her?
That's a good
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, I can roll an insight if you want.
I don't know exactly what they were after. I don't really care about that.
Another 17 per flick.
19 plus my 1 for insight, so 20.
She believes she's speaking the truth, I guess. But that way, that as far as she knows, they came back. She doesn't know what they were after, but they went and got what they want, whatever they needed, whatever Jorund sent them after, and then they came back and sent them on their way. So
awesome. I will be up in the front of the boat like a little puppy dog now. Let's go.
They're blowing like these intricate smoke rings that start getting larger and larger.
That is a neat trick.
You'd seen nothing yet, my friend. You want, I warn you, if you want speediest travel, it's a little bit unsettling.
We're just gonna slowly look over at.
Is it weird that makes me want it more?
I can get you there in 2 hours.
And you look across, like you can make out the mountain, but this is like a long lake.
I mean, the quicker the better, right, guys?
Yeah, let's get this one in the books, shall we?
Well, I hope whatever it is you're after, I hope it's worth it. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, we'll see, I guess.
It's worth it to him. That's all we care.
I hope so as well.
Mm-hmm.
If anything else, maybe Dinar will think twice about accepting weird quests from strange wizards.
You're the one that wanted the scry. This started because you wanted a scry.
No, you want to know the answer to the question.
And you wanted a scry.
That does bring up a good question because I wasn't here for this. Who exactly are we scrying?
That's a great question, Torque.
Nobody important.
That's the answer we got as well.
If they're not important, then why are we scrying on them?
The important thing is that we're going to learn about what those creatures were that attacked and sunk the boat. Mine's just a bonus. Which may not even happen. Shall we get some mushroom spores?
Yes.
Right on.
Oh, that's what he has you getting. Interesting. All right, well, watch out for the lava. It's hot.
I'd imagine so.
I've heard that about it.
You don't want to fall in or get too close.
I can do
You kind of have to if you were going after the Ember Spores, but just watch your step.
That's probably why they're called Ember Spores.
Probably.
I think he came up with the name, or so he claims anyways, that he named them, but
It's
who knows
enough.
if it's
Got
true
any
or
of
not.
that, fire resistance mojo?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
All right, then.
I mean, I can turn some things to ice, but that's about it.
Best I can do is make it rain on the lava. So we'll see if we can maybe create some obsidian while we're at it.
You know that you're going into volcano, but you don't bring anything to prepare you for heat, huh?
This was all very spur of the moment for us.
We maybe didn't understand we were going into a volcano. We thought we were going into a cave.
It kind of made it seem like it was a grotto on the outside of the volcano itself.
Well, yeah, but this volcano, you see the smoke. And you're like,
It'll be warm.
I mean, this is warm, my friend. This is tropical. There is warm, and then there is, lava.
She makes a
Anyway.
good point.
You'll be fine. Just when you get into the deeper caves, don't breathe too deeply. Eh? Shallow breath.
Lovely.
And don't fall in. You'll be just fine.
Deal.
Just so you guys know, it's very difficult for me to do magic when I can't breathe very well.
Yeah, same.
You can breathe, just don't like,
Yeah, you don't understand how my magic works, but it's going to be very difficult
like that. You'll do what I just did because there's, ash in the air. Oh.
Yeah, sulfurous poison smoke. Yeah.
Well, excuse me. Okay. Anyway, this conversation is. I actually do like you. You're interesting folk, but if time is of essence, then you get in boat and I'll send you on the way, yeah?
Sounds good.
Everybody.
Generally don't have to ask me twice to go on a ship. Boat.
It's more boat than ship, but
Dinghy.
semantics, I suppose. Is skiff.
Floatable water.
Skiff, but
If we don't have to ask twice, then why are you not on the boat yet?
I'm getting on the boat.
I'm on the boat.
all right. You'll see that there are ropes in boat by seat. You want to put those over your lip
Okay.
and you fasten them.
We gonna go fast.
You also want to hang on.
Like, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, mine doesn't go small enough. Hang on. All right,
hang on to side the boat.
Yeah.
And I'll say it's very obvious to notice that there are no there's no oars, there's no rudder. There doesn't seem to be any mode of steering or anything to propel the boat, other than like it's a large boat. It's got 3 rows of seats. So you can fit 6 people in there, 6 medium creatures. It looks very well crafted, but there's a rope on the front that's tied to a ring in the front of the boat that's currently inside the boat, and then there's ropes that are kind of used to kind of fasten, but there's nothing else for steering. All right, listen.
Strapped it to a rocket.
When you want to return, you see that rope on front of boat.
Yeah.
Give it a pull 3 times. Boat will bring you back.
Okay.
Don't pull it if you're not in boat. You pull it 3 times, you're not in boat. Find your own way back.
That's fair.
Okay. Hang on.
Hanging, lady.
She takes a you watch she takes a big puff of her pipe. And she puffs out this smoke ring that kind of coalesces into this large cloud that moves behind the boat and kind of envelops the boat. And the boat is kind of surrounded by this cloud of vapor or mist of sorts. And it just starts to kind of move itself out onto the water, away from the dock. And as it gets about 30, 40 feet or so away from the dock, she just, good luck. And the boat starts to pick up speed. Faster and faster and faster, just propelling itself through the water. You can see the water just moving around it. Not as much of a wake as you would expect, and it seems that it is almost like lifting above the water a little bit. This cloud, this vapors mist around it seems to be both kind of lifting it, carrying it, propelling it, and you are moving faster than you would think possible, faster than a normal sized ship. And there's that moment where you're like, oh. Those of you who have hair, it's like, when you're on like a motorboat, and the hat goes flying off.
Those of you who have hair, so one of us.
Taylor.
So Taylor, yeah. And it is a fast journey. It still takes about 2 hours or so. But
That's a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
the whole time you're going, you kind of get used to it after a little bit. You're like, okay, we've got used to it. When you're moving fast, you kind of like, okay, I don't need to hold on quite as tight
Can't sing shanties like this
anymore. But the wind is kind of whipping past you. You notice that the water that's spraying up, it is briny. This is a saltwater lake, apparently, as opposed to being freshwater. And you can you get that salty spray. You can kind of feel it in your hair. When you get that salt water kind of matted. I'm trying to think of the right word, the effect that does to your hair after prolonged exposure. And you can see large fish, larger than you would expect for a lake. These are like ocean fish that are swimming. You can, every now and then you look over and you see a big, large shape pass by, a couple smaller ones. This lake is full of life. But you make it across the lake without any incident. And as the mountain looms closer and closer and closer, you can see now a large cave opening where the water just leads into. And as you get closer, the boat starts to gradually slow down as it starts to make its way towards this opening. And that's where we're going to take a break. So I think it's 2 hours in, so a good time to take a break. And we will get set for your journey into the grotto. So we'll be back shortly. See you soon.
Domo Origato, Mystery Grotto.
We're back.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Creepy, you
Hey. gotta put on the charm, right? That's how you get viewers, right?
know.
Something like that. Yeah.
A wink and like a boop. Okay. So you guys make your way across the lake to the cave at the base of Mount Firogosa, a smoking active volcano. And the water leads into this, it is a grotto, because there's water leading into this cave. And as you enter in, we'll go ahead and bring up the map.
Jolly.
Oh yeah.
All right. So the boat kind of naturally comes in and comes to this spot where it just kind of slows down and stops. And there's a bit of an eddy that's kind of pushing the water in, and the tide comes out a little bit. And ahead of you can see a split. To your right seems to be a dead end. But the water does seem to be, you can see a bit of a flow. There's a lot of flotsam and jetsam debris that's kind of bunched up together. You can see it moving a little bit around there, and you can just kind of make out the sound of moving water, trickling water, a little bit of a rushing water sound from that direction. Excuse me. To your left, you can see the remnants of a dock. Looks like there was something built here at one point. Hasn't been upkept, and it's in disrepair, but is still more or less functional. And the boat is ever so slowly kind of moving in that direction.
How deep is the water here?
You can give me a perception check if you'd like.
Yeah, that's one way to find out.
Right up.
Sorry, I'm trying to move you up here.
8. The water appears to be made of water.
It is wet, and it's a little bit dark. A little bit of, there is light enough kind of in this cave, and you can see there's spots where the cave walls is not entirely solid. Like there's spots where light is kind of filtering through. The opening, the mouth to this cave is large enough as well that there is light filtering through. But it is hard to see anything below the water. It is salt water. It's very briny, and with it moving, it's hard to really
I can fix that.
see how deep it is.
This is a non-issue.
Just swirl around, create a little patch of water, and make it as clear as I can.
That's a cantrip for you, right? That doesn't cost a spell slot. Okay.
I'll say give me perception with advantage then, as you do that.
23.
Ooh. Nice.
At this point here, it looks like it's probably about 12 to 15 feet. It's pretty deep, actually.
Okay, so don't fall in.
You can see some spots below where it does look like you can see a bit of a current. You know, there might be some underwater passages where the water flows through as well that aren't seen.
Got to be a way the seawater gets in here, right? So caves and tunnels and whatever else. But I don't feel like swimming today. I'm going to hop up onto the shore. Hoi.
Okay.
Don't want to throw me the rope and I'll lash the boat in.
Yeah, sure. Dinar will throw the rope, making sure not to touch the thing on the front.
I will not tug it 3 times and I will tie it off so that our boat doesn't get away.
Okay, excellent. Once inside the cave proper, you can kind of see now, it looks like it has been used for a number of different purposes. Definitely carries resemblance of like a smuggler's cove. You can see some crates and barrels and some debris and stuff. There is a higher shelf, a higher level, kind of up ahead and to the left. And then it looks like it drops off a little bit deeper as it goes to the right, as it kind of goes deeper in.
Immediately to your left, Flick, you can see a higher ledge that appears to be blocked by a bit of a cave, and you can kind of see a little bit through it, but it looks like there maybe has been a passage there at some point that has been mostly caved in, if not fully.
Caved in or lava flow? That's kind of my question.
I can give you an investigation check or a
And
nature.
This water, does it feel warm, steaming?
Nope. At this point, it's not like cold,
Like room
like
temperature?
Atlantic Ocean, but it's
Lukewarm?
comfortable. Yeah, probably like somewhere between 60 and 70 Fahrenheit. Like it's a decent. It's cold, but not like freezing cold.
You're gonna freeze the 5-foot block in front of us, step onto that, and then onto the dock.
Okay. 19 investigation. The caving doesn't appear to be caused by lava. No, it's more just rock, like a rock slide, partial collapse.
All right. Just extra wary now that our lady friend back at the dock is all about the lava. So Craig's making furious notes now. Now we're gonna block off their exit with the lava flow.
Lava monsters. The cave is lava. The floor is lava.
What?
Oh, wait, that's a different game. Not the game we're
All
playing.
right, so where do you think these mushrooms are?
Well, I think we're
Also,
gonna have to
we
go
probably
and find
should
out.
leave this stuff alone because whoever put it here is probably expecting it to remain here.
But does it look like it's old and decrepit, or is it like recent traffic kind of look?
Some of it looks somewhat recent, but it does look like most of it has been here for a while. And the closer you move in, you can now see what appear to be remains.
Is that what this poor splattered fellow over here is?
Up above there, you can see some, like a little bit more gruesome, mixed in with the crates and stuff as well. You can see at least one skeleton. He might have been there for quite some time.
Skeleton is reasonable. Bloodstains are a little more.
Yeah, who's good at investigation? Actually, I have decent investigation.
Probably you, buddy.
All right, Dinar's gonna go up on the ledge,
Hey, Big Brain, why don't you go check out what's
Okay.
going on up there?
up on the shelf, and
So it's about 5 feet up.
Okay.
There is like an old ladder. The rungs are somewhat rotted. It looks like it's been here for a long time. Probably used by various people who've used this cave.
Hey, Flick. See how the wizard just climbed up a ladder like some kind of mundane plebeian?
Yeah, that's kind of
Windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. I'm gonna assault myself up to the top with wind. 5 feet, you said,
Okay.
so that should be enough.
Yep.
it's a neat trick. I'm gonna look at the crate.
So what we got up here?
So Dinar and Tayland, one thing you notice is that there are two very deep holes from what you can tell.
Oh, I love this.
Cavernous and dark. Yeah, I'm kind of even just looking from this distance, it's like, oh yeah, those go pretty deep. You can feel kind of cold air emanating from one, from the other, a little bit more humid air coming up. But there are various remains and debris scattered about here. There's animal carcasses, something that looks a little bit larger, a little bit fresher. Some are quite old, but it does look like something has been chewing on things and eating things.
Yeah.
okay, so this isn't like these holes are like geysers or something that are just beating these bodies around. These have been eaten.
Without even like a close investigation, you can like, oh yeah, that's an arm ripped off. Oh, okay.
All right, gentlemen, that's
Dinar, you got any kind of light source on you?
that's a good question. Do I?
It's light enough in here that you can see, but you're thinking about the holes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I do not have. No, I do not have any way to light this up. I've got a torch.
I mean,
That's
that would
about
be
the
a
best I
way
could
to
do.
light it up.
Well, magically light it up. I thought that's what you were going for.
I mean, that would be
Not an exciting way, but
it'd be preferable. But I'll take it. I mean, a torch will do.
All right, Dinar's gonna pull out a torch, one of his 10, and Tinderbox light it up.
Okay.
And he'll just hand it over to Talon.
We're in a volcano full of sulfur, right?
You are. So give me a nature check, actually, as you take your torch out and begin to prepare
You guys
to
want
light
me
it.
to field that? Actually, wait, never mind. I forgot my nature's bad.
No, this is Dinar doing
Yeah,
this.
Dinar's got it.
Ooh, that's a 16, and I actually have a +4 in nature.
Oh.
Okay.
So 20.
So we'll put it this way: as you're kind of up here and you're about to light the torch, and you're kind of in the process of it, and in the process of lighting it, you catch a smell and a bit of that kind of warmth, more of a bit of a warmer air that's coming up from the hole to the north. And as you light, you're like, oh crap! And the torch lights, and there's a bit of a as something in the air around you just ignites. Can I get both Talon and Dinar to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Craig, please tell me I didn't just Kosaric myself again. Please tell me that
Yeah, I guess it depends on how well your saving throw goes.
what kind of save?
Dex.
Dang it! Hey, that's not bad.
24.
4.
Total of 16. 15 plus 1.
Okay. So you both save. So you both you see it coming, and just as like the air is kind of igniting, you both kind of like hit the deck as there's this burst of fire. So you each only take 4 points of fire damage.
Oh.
But then the air does kind of.
Dinar, what are you doing?
Yeah, you know what I just realized? What I just remembered? I don't need a stupid torch. I can light my scales up. How stupid am I?
Very stupid.
Are you all right?
You're
Well,
checking
I'm
out
fine.
the
It's going to take probably a couple weeks to grow this hair back.
crates and the like there.
Meanwhile, around the
Yeah.
corner, Torque just looks at like, did you hear something?
Yeah, they're playing up there. You know how those guys are. They'll bicker, they'll argue, but
Like you can give me an
Mary-
investigation check if you want, if you're investigating the.
I'll take a look in here.
Crates there,
Investigation. Hey, how's a
Hey.
21
Natural 20.
on a nat?
Natural 20 for 21. Beautiful. So yeah, this is definitely a been here for quite a while. It looks like it's been fairly well preserved, but you don't really notice any recent signs of movement on the crates themselves. The body has been here, the skeleton it's been here for maybe even a couple of years. It looks like that this part hasn't been used in a long time. The crates are all sealed. The barrels are sealed as well. They all bear the same logo on them, and they bear the crest of the Far Traders Guild.
Far Traders Guild. Remind me who the Far Traders Guild are?
So the Far Traders Guild, they're pretty much the East India Trading Company. They
Okay,
pretty much own shipping.
gotcha.
The ship that you guys found
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't we have a run-in? Well, not really run-in,
was
but...
captained by or belonged to the Far Traders Guild
Yes, that's
as
what
well.
it was.
So yeah, so these goods all do appear to belong or belonged to the Far Traders Guild.
Crack open something, see what we've got.
Okay, give me a strength.
Strengths.
Or I'll let you strength or dexterity, but how are you trying to pry them open? What are you going at it with?
Well, I'm probably going at it with a dagger, so it'll be strength. I'll do strength because that's logical.
Hey.
17.
The wood has been worn enough by sort of the damp air, the salt exposure, the moisture in the cave, that you do manage to kind of pry the top of one crate open in a little bit enough, and as you pop it open, it appears that at one point there was food of some sort in this crate. What comes crawling out of the crate is, I mean, it might be edible. You are a goblin after all, but just tons of beetles kind of come bursting out of it. And you look inside, and it's just like
You can see maggots, just like an infestation of maggots inside the crate as well. The beetles come out and scatter.
I'm not a big maggot fan, but I'll definitely grab a couple of beetles as they're going by.
So it appears to be being rotted. It's been here quite a long time.
Torque, you want one?
Maybe later.
You're lost.
A little spicy. Nice.
Got a little volcano tang to them. They're great.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, like a hot salsa kind of. Yeah, it's good. Chipotle beetles.
This poor chimp.
Chili lime beetles.
I'm not a super medicine guy, but does he look like he was eaten, or the flesh rotted from his bones, or what is the?
There is a fairly large rock that occupies the space where his skull should be.
Oh.
Aha.
Yeah. So cause of death is pretty obvious. His head was literally smashed
He
in.
fainted.
There's a lot of very different death in this cave.
Natural causes, do you think?
I mean, it's natural to die when your head gets squished.
This is true.
Oh. Yep.
I might have spoken
Oh,
Craig there.
man. Somebody clip that. Seriously.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Wow.
All right, we got a crunchy one down here. What's going on upstairs there, Dalen?
Dinar's trying to kill us.
I mean, beyond that.
Oh, good.
Oh.
So he's finally come to his senses.
Oh.
I'm not trying to kill anybody.
Got
Just following
burned. You haven't even
orders.
found the lava yet.
With his scales illuminated, how far down can we? I'm assuming we still just see inky blackness after like a 30-foot or whatever light.
Are which hole are you peering into?
Cold one first.
Yeah, the
I think
cold.
would
The
be
cold
better.
one is where I would like to start.
Okay.
So is that the one on the left or the one on the bottom?
Yeah, right there. Give me a perception check. I'll give you advantage with the light from your scales.
That's good because my perception sucks.
As you feel on Twilight Vampire and like. Oh,
Wow, a 3 and an 18, so a total of 19.
19. Okay. You can see down about 40, 50 feet or so. And you can see at the bottom there does appear to be water. And you can see kind of an opening that leads somewhere off towards the west, but there's a little bit of water down there. So this might be leading to some deeper sea caves.
Does it look
hard to see how deep the water is at this point?
Yeah,
though.
that
You can
was
just
okay.
see the water, but
You see that there is water. Okay.
yeah, but the water's like almost 50 feet down. It's quite a ways down.
Is it water that's like surrounded by land or has land on one side, or is it all that I see at the bottom of this thing is water?
You can just see water, and then you
Okay.
can just see. So like it's kind of like a shaft almost, like not a even shaft,
Like a
but
natural shaft. Yeah.
natural shaft, and then
Okay.
there's a bit of an opening down near the water. You can see where it might be like an air pocket or something, but there's more of an opening to the side where that's all full of water. Yeah.
So down here, some kind of natural shaft. There's water at the bottom. I don't know how deep. It also looks like it kind of goes off in one direction. Do you want me to check the other one?
Might as well.
Okay.
I'll stand over here.
Good call. Thank you. Okay. Dinar's going to walk cautiously over to the other side. Just the heat and rocks together is never a good combination, so he's a little bit concerned about it crumbling beneath him. He'll
Okay.
slowly shimmy over to here and then, shine his scales down the
Do
hole.
that kind of like peering over.
Yeah, like a very cautious, putting the hand over to get the shine down and then like leaning without stepping too close.
Okay. Give me another perception with advantage.
Oh, that's not as good. So that's a 4 and a 12, so plus 1, 13.
13. Okay. This one is just dark. Hard to see, hard to tell how deep it goes. You don't see a bottom.
but about 20 feet down or so, as your light kind of just starts to illuminate, you see something shift.
Dinar's gonna slowly walk back, not wanting to be pulled down a shaft by whatever just moved. Not gonna say anything just yet. He's gonna slowly walk back.
Okay.
Get closer to Tayland, one step at a time.
Not great, I take it. Seem a little tense. You want a massage?
No. You see how these things over here look like they've been chewed on?
I did notice that, yes.
I think what was chewing on them might be down that hole.
Fascinating.
Like 20, 30 feet.
Fire down there.
It's in the shaft with the sulfur coming out of it.
Exactly.
What do you think fire's gonna do?
Burn it, and it cause an explosion.
Probably already. Oh. Yeah, but I mean, it exploded when I lit the torch. So as soon as I put out a mote of fire, it's gonna explode in our faces.
Well, how lucky do you feel as I pull out my other pistol?
I think if we're gonna blow each other up, I think, I've done it once. Maybe you take the next one. I'll stand behind you. Go for it.
Oh my god.
Suddenly less confident about this.
Dinar will trade places with you.
As this is happening, Torque, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception.
That's always a lovely question.
That's a 15.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was decent.
I love that question.
You hear from this direction, kind of where the cave goes deeper down in, kind of like a couple, like the rocks, sound of rocks moving, skittering.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
I mean, now that you pointed out, yes, I did hear. Yeah, that.
Let's regroup with the others. Safety in numbers.
Yeah.
Taylor, what are you doing?
Get the squishies nearby.
Well, what is it? It's a 1 in 8 chance, right? That I get fire.
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that gun.
Yeah.
Oh, don't kill us.
Question. When I was playing around with this thing earlier, was it that on impact it would burst into a thing, or was it as it came out of the gun it did a thing?
Good question.
As it comes out of the gun,
okay. In that case, I will not be using my weapon.
Transforms into,
because the last thing I need is fire near all of my black powder.
That's a darn good point.
Well, perhaps
it's burned off all the ambient stuff.
Perhaps we go and grab the one of us who can breathe and swim underwater, and also tends to be pretty good with large beasties.
You see at the lip of the hole almost like a pincer with some sort of claw.
Oh, I don't want any of this.
Carapace, hard, blackened shell.
Hey, D.
How big are we looking at here?
It's what you see is probably about the size of your forearm.
Okay, I was thinking like torso sized. I mean, that's still not great.
Yeah.
But
another one.
Yeah.
And you hear like.
At this point, I imagine we would have at least sort of started walking in the general direction.
Back at least a little closer to the.
Yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna roll initiative now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Bad news, everyone. I think there might be monsters the other. Oh.
Oh, that's a garbage roll. I've been rolling so well all night. I was due for a.
Well, I think your dexterity is higher than me, so you go before me at least.
Yeah. And then there's Dinar.
Hey, natural 20 for a 25 because I'm an awesome Navy person.
What does that have to do with anything right now?
That gives me extra initiative.
Oh.
Yeah. I have a +5 to initiative.
Yep. I could get a 25 if I would roll a natural.
I could use one of those.
Wait, did you take a feat? How'd you do that?
I think it is my.
Is it a background thing?
It's a background thing or something, or is it tactical wit?
Ah.
Yes, so it's tactical wit. Starting at second level, your keen ability to assess tactical situations allows you to act quickly in battle. You can give yourself a bonus to your initiative rolls equal to your intelligence modifier.
Yes.
War wizards.
Yep.
Very nice.
So that's a 4 plus my +1 for dexterity.
All right, Dinar, what are you doing?
Oh, sure. But there's nothing to see yet. There's just claws coming over the side.
Get the claws.
What do you mean nothing to see? That's enough. Well, but
So the claws are coming from here?
yeah.
Yeah.
And we have something over here.
Flick, they're easily the size of you.
Oh, for sure.
Craig, are we in? I suppose like it's irrelevant either
Danger,
way.
yes.
Is it? Yes, we're in danger. But is it dark in this cave? Like it's not black, but is it dark?
No, it's
dimly
like,
lit. I think right.
It's dim lit. Some areas towards the opening are more bright lit. Like there's quite a bit of light actually.
Okay.
In the cave itself. Because the opening to the cave is there's like a massive opening, like big wide cave opening, right? So
okay. Yeah, all right. I did not prepare very well for battle today. So Dinar is going to utter some arcane words. That's what I want to hear from the wizard.
I didn't prepare to fight.
Fist out in front and kind of claws on top, and then he's going to bring back and reveal a shadow blade in his hand. So he's gonna cast Shadow Blade, drawing out his illusory sword, and he will. That's a bonus action, so he's gonna hold an action. If any creepy crawly thing gets too close, then he'll attack it.
Okay.
I suppose coming from the direction that we're seeing the claws.
We only saw them coming from the one pit.
Correct.
I think Flick would get to go before me, actually.
Oh, hello.
Well, before you get to your turn, yes.
I don't like any of that.
A massive scorpion comes crawling out. You can see its carapace is charred black. Almost look like reddish orange veins here and there. It's the tip of its tail, where its pincer is. You can actually see that it glows orange, almost as though it is heated up, and would give you reason to believe that fire has no effect on this thing. As it kind of crawls out.
It's not a tool.
And it is going to move directly towards tail end.
Hi.
Faster than you'd expect as it just comes.
I'm already expecting it to be pretty fast.
And it's going to go ahead and make a sting attack against you.
Yeah, it is.
But an 8. I'm assuming an 8 does
I'm
not
going to
hit
dodge
you.
that, thank you.
And it's going to follow it up with a claw for 16.
Yeah, that'll get me.
7 points of bludgeoning damage, as it doesn't grab you, but it more just kind of like slams into you with this massive claw.
Torque! Got a friend for you!
Torque.
This little elevated spot is 5 feet up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, not beneficial.
Yeah, you can hop up pretty
Can you do
easily.
your snapping turtle thing?
Well, actually, if it's 5 feet, I assume that I can just sort of attack upwards on the diagonal, right?
Oh yeah, easily.
I
There's
mean,
lots to hit. This thing's very large, so.
First, Torque is going to rage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rage.
Like you get a dexterity check from this beastie.
You certainly can. That's an 11.
Beastie.
Sounds like a fail to me.
That's an 11. Yeah, I'm going to assume that's a fail.
Yeah, for once it actually is.
Means you're going to roll a 2 on your damage.
No, they save often, right? So
Called it.
you call
Well,
it.
it could have been a 1, is the thing.
No, so
called
the
it,
one's an
yeah.
insult. The 2 is just salt in the wound. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It does seem to take it does react though, kind of like.
I can still do this and attack it twice with my maul.
Nice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to attack recklessly, I think.
Nice.
So
Sounds good.
Oh,
Oof.
double 7s.
You get a hit on it, but the shell, the carapace, seems to be much thicker than you anticipated, and it just kind of bounces off of it.
all right, saving face. I can attack one more time.
Oh.
26.
I'm
Yes,
very glad I did that.
a 26 will hit. Definitely.
That's
Nice.
13 bludgeoning damage. And
Okay.
if possible, I would like to use my Crusher feat to push it 5 feet away from Tayland.
Nice.
Thank you. That would be nice.
Okay. Is that have to make a save on that?
According to the feat, it's just when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, you can move it 5 feet to an unoccupied space, provided the target is no more than 1 size larger than you. He's
Okay.
large, right? Okay.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you give it a good
Nice.
hit, and it actually like kind of skitters back, its claws scraping across the cave floor.
Nice hit. Nice hit.
It's turns its bug eyes towards you now, and it's got.
I mean, I guess I've got some movement left, so maybe I can just actually climb up now and interpose myself between
Okay.
the squishies and the crunchy.
Taking it on by yourself? Shellfish.
Oh, come on.
I mean, technically, I think it's an arachnid.
Talking about you, but
Wait a minute. I'm a reptile.
shell.
Ishmael.
You have a shell. That's the.
Okay, Flick.
I'll move to here. And I'm going to bonus action. The whip appears in my hand and it comes out. And I'm going to whip him twice. Here we go. There's a 1 and a 2.
18 will hit, 14 does not.
All right, you can enjoy 9 slashing damage.
Okay. Managed to break away some of the chitin off of one of the leg, like reveals this weird kind of like blackish red meaty skin underneath.
Yeah, otherwise I am going to move over here with the rest of my movement and then sort of make sure there's nothing else creeping up on us.
Survive, Flick. Tell our story.
Yes. Tug the rope 3 times and I'm gone. Yeah.
All right, Tayland.
All right. Well, I think I know what I want to do here.
Run. No.
Okay. There's two. No, I know what I want to do, but there's 2 ways I could do it.
Run fast.
Based on looking at this thing, it looks like there's like a fiery glow coming from within it, right?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. 3.
Oosh.
Oh,
In the heat of the moment, you're not sure.
In that case, I will.
There's definitely something unnatural about this creature, but
Well, it's
can't-
clearly not a normal beastie.
can't
I'm
make
going
heads or
to.
pincers
Yeah. It's gonna make a heck of a tail. So I'm going to get out the squeeze box and bring it all the way out and push inwards, as fog will begin to envelop all around us. Oh, the wind was foul and the sea ran high. Leave her, Johnny, leave her.
great
And I'm
song.
going to create a fog cloud in the air, not encompassing the scorpion, but encompassing the 3 of us.
Okay.
Giving us heavy obscuration, which gives us a +5 AC bonus, and also
Nice.
makes it difficult for it to see us so long as we stay within the fog cloud. Now, you won't be able to see through it either, but just move around, attack, and move back in.
Devin, you and I have a lot of
My name
similar
is Johnny.
spells.
And I'm then going to give, with that music, I'm going to bardically inspire Torque to hit him with the big guns. And he is the big guns.
How big is the fog cloud?
It's 20-foot radius sphere.
Around.
So it'll cover down the 5-foot slope as well as where we are up at the top.
Yeah, that's a
20-foot radius sphere. That's enough. It's well enough. We should all be obscured.
Okay. We come back to top of the round then, Dinar.
All right. So we don't see anything coming around the corner.
Technically, you don't see anything right now.
That's true.
At the moment, there's just fog around you.
Okay.
You're going to have to move outside of that fog to be able to see the thing. But you can move out, attack, and then move back
Yeah,
in.
that's a tricky spot to be in. I'm familiar with Fog Cloud. It is one of the spells that Dinar has. So,
I'm trying not to get hit by that thing right now. That's
No,
kind of
that's- no,
that's my
that's- I
immediate
understand.
priority.
that's
But cast
I
another
totally-
fog cloud, so you're double obscured.
I mean, I could. I literally could. I have it prepared, but actually, that's concentration, so that would destroy my Shadow Blade. All right. Well, yeah. This is
You are effectively blinded when you try to see something obscured by it.
Okay.
Is the Shadow Blade a thrown weapon?
No, it's just like a rapier. It's a
You
finesse
can,
weapon.
Shadow Blade, you can throw it.
You can-
it's in post.
Yeah, you can throw it.
Oh, I thought it was like as soon as I dropped it, it disappeared. If you drop the weapon or throw it, it dissipates at the end of the turn. So I could throw it, but then it's gone. And that's a second level. No, I'm just gonna hang on to it.
It doesn't reappear? Oh, that's odd.
No. If you throw it, it lands an attack, and then it fizzles
Can you not
away.
recall it as a bonus?
No.
Okay.
Bummer.
Oh no, I can.
Okay.
Oh.
I totally can.
gonna say,
Oh my goodness, you
I
guys
made
are
a whole-
teaching me about my
Retract.
spells.
Spells, wizard.
I made a whole
retract the
magic
bummer.
item based around that spell, so I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
I
all of
retract
these,
the bummer.
for everybody watching, all of these guys are DMs. I'm a lowly player.
There's nothing lowly about being a player.
I
We
know,
need
I know.
players.
Don't-
Or there's no game, Mike. Okay.
Without players, who else would we torture?
It just means you get to do all the fun stuff.
It's true. All right. I'm fairly, although I have no idea. Dinar has no idea that there's anything coming around that side. So
Yeah, but you know where the scorpion's there. You'd have a rough idea.
yeah. I think for now Dinar is actually just going to get off this ledge. There's a lot of weight up here, and there's 2 natural holes in the ground that doesn't sit well with him. So he's going to hop off the side down to here, like just kind of scoot down to his butt and then kind of fall. Well, not fall off, but like.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Off.
got you.
And then maybe take a step this way, and he will hold a swipe if anything should come into view.
All right.
That is Dinar's turn, unfortunately.
I guess I should have clarified. Like, Craig, as a DM, do you count heavy obscuration as cover, or do you just count it as heavy obscuration?
If you're inside of it, I tend to just kind of go that it's just obscuring.
Okay. I mean, I'm still preferable over not being obscured. So
Yeah, it's not because it doesn't block. Like cover can actually block an attack.
I see what
Yeah,
you're
right,
saying.
but
Yeah,
I get
it
you.
doesn't, right? Like you can still
Right.
shoot through it.
So it is. All attack rolls will have a disadvantage against us.
But not the +5 AC. From
Right, but we'll have advantage against it if we can somehow manage to see it through the obscuration.
Unless, of course, it
Unless
doesn't
it-
need to see
Unless it
you.
has blind sight or tremor sense.
Which it does.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yep.
Giant scorpions do have.
You have cast levitate.
So it's going to kind of shift a little bit, just kind of moving around. And Torque, who did a decent amount of damage to it, it's going to come at ya. So you can actually see the glow through the fog of its pincers. It kind of heats up and comes snapping down towards you.
And I will point out he did attack recklessly.
That is true.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
I mean, it didn't crit me, so I'm okay.
Those 19
Thank
hits.
Thank you for keeping me honest, Ian.
You can count on Ian for that, man.
19 does hit, yeah.
All right. So that's going to be 5 piercing damage, which will be halved. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Poison.
All the drama.
17.
17?
That is a save.
Nice.
So you take. Woo. You take half of 23 fire damage, so 12 fire damage. I critted on that.
Oh man.
One of those.
When I signed up to be a barbarian, I didn't expect to actually get hit by things.
Its pincer, like, just as it pierces through your skin. The pierce itself isn't too bad, but then there's just this searing hot pain that just like, oh, yeah, that's uncomfortable. It's gonna take a claw swipe at you for 22.
Well,
for another
22.
1 damage. Oh,
my God!
Wow.
that's a crit.
Yeah, that's all right.
For 8 halved, so for another 4 bludgeoning damage as it just like wow, slams into you, Torque.
Feeling a little bit battered, but I'm not fried yet.
Flick.
Okay.
Right, Torque's up.
I think you have higher dexterity than me, though. since
No,
we tried
Flick,
initiative.
you
Oh, what? Oh, I hear something.
coming out of you kind of look over your shoulder because you're kind of on the edge of the fog cloud, and you see it looks like a kobold, but it's got wings and it's flying into the cavern and kind of flies up above the cavern a little bit and just kind of looks in your direction and sees the commotion that's going on and says something that do you speak Draconic?
I don't think so.
I probably don't. How high is the
I
ceiling?
assume Dinar does.
I think
speak
Dinar and I
Draconic.
both do, yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of faintly hear like, what is this? What are you doing?
Good thing all it sees is a giant cloud of fog.
Yep, because it can't quite see. It's just
Hey,
kinda
it
like,
was useful. All right.
What is this?
Maybe
What
I
are they
won't
doing?
spell it.
You woke it.
Torque.
Have they awoke it? Interesting.
Okay. I
think we
mean,
have.
my first initial thought is I kind of want to knock this thing back into the hole it crawled out of.
Absolutely.
So let's move up here.
I'm not sure that's going to do much if it climbed out of it.
Yeah, but
It'll buy us some time while he climbs back up,
Yeah.
at least.
Might buy
Maybe
us
we can-
around.
Yeah. So Torque is going to step out of the fog cloud and just do sort of like a horizontal, almost like a baseball bat swing with the anchor to try and knock
nice.
this thing back some more. Against any sort of sensible judgment, this is going to be another reckless attack,
sounds right to me.
which I'm very glad I
It'll
did.
be fine.
26. Nice.
26. Yep, definitely hits. Ooh, 13 bludgeoning damage. Nice.
Okay, and I want to knock him 5 feet back towards this pit.
Okay. You land a massive crack, kind of on its midsection, breaking through the carapace. And just, this like blood kind of steaming pours out of it. It definitely did not like that. Felt that one.
Then I'm going to reposition here. And attack again. I had a question, but I'll ask after.
Okay. Oof.
All right.
13.
Well-
It manages, as it sees the other attack coming, it gets its massive claw, kind of positions it between as your maul comes down and just blocks it away.
Well, in that case, let's give it a dexterity saving throw. Oh, wait. Can I add inspiration to my 13?
Yes, you can.
That's a
You most definitely
D6,
can.
right?
Yes.
Hey.
17.
17. Does
Yep,
17 do it?
Yes, it will. 17 will hit.
Okay. Thank you for letting me walk that back.
Oh,
So 12 bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
Knock it back another 5 feet.
so you see this, the blood kind of coming out of the side of this thing, and you step, kind of reposition yourself in front of it, bring them all up, kind of I'm assuming like baseball style again, just like.
Yeah, just like, and then again on like the rebound of the swing.
Right as it, it's kind of moving and trying to position and follow. You manage to get through the pincers and just like right where it's grotesque head is with the big mandibles coming out, and you just hear the sickening crunch as your maul just like caves in right into the head, and just sees watches it just slowly kind of like slides back, and just the body of the corpse slides into the hole and just disappears into the darkness.
What's going on? I heard a sickening crack.
And you hear after a moment,
Not too loud. We're not alone.
That's the torque ball special right there.
you hear a couple of hits on the way down, and then finally a thud.
That sounded good.
Torgus is just gonna immediately take a knee. That took a lot out of him.
That was an epic comeback, though, man.
What did you see?
All right, Flick.
I believe. Stand at the top of the ladder and look, little flying kobold.
Oh.
I'm gonna whip his
Oh, now they know you're here.
mysterious fog cloud. They're gonna come investigate.
I'm gonna try and parlay first.
No, kick his butt.
Okay.
So as you move into view, actually, you come running towards the one that's flying in the air there, and you get to the edge, and you just see out of the corner of your eye, there's another one with crossbow raised, and as you come to view, let's go, and you're like, oh.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
It was holding its action there.
Too bad we can't see any of this happening.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Craig, no!
That's
He's doing
great.
it again.
I use shield.
That's so that's a 5. So 7 points of piercing damage is
Yeah, you will. Yeah,
little
next
crossbow
little
bolt
piece of crap.
slams into your side.
First, I'm gonna whip his little flying friend though, because and well, that one's not gonna hit. But the 26 is probably good.
26 will hit. Yes.
Nice.
8 slashing.
Just one good whip. I just like crack it right across the face, and it just drops. Lands on the stones below.
You want a piece of this? I yell to the other one.
Oh, that's fine.
I'll call back to the other. Yeah, there's more of them down here.
Okay.
And hey,
Caleb.
one last thing on my turn, since I can,
okay.
as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Carafal Goblin Always Watching, and I'll make a perception check to see if there's any more of those friggin' kobolds around.
Go for it.
19 perception.
Nice.
19. Other than the one that shot you, you do not currently see any other kobolds nearby.
Awesome. Yeah, there's one more over here, little shit.
Tayland.
She shipped it green and none went by, and it's time for us to leave her. Get rid of the cloud.
Okay.
I can see. I don't immediately see any kobolds from here. So I will.
You do not.
Would I be able to slide down this thing without injuring myself?
Yeah, it's only 5 feet.
Yeah, I figured. So 5.
You're an adventurer. If you can't hop down 5 feet, go home.
I mean,
Right? I mean.
Yep.
Oh, hey, there's one.
Yeah, Flick has decided to pointing. It's like, it's over here. Come.
Do I see a bolt sticking out of Flick's side towards the direction of that kobold?
I'd say so.
Okay, then I'm it's going bye.
Get them.
I'm not even considering wasting a spell on a kobold. I am going to just click bang. So that's going to be a critical hit.
Oh my goodness. How many crits is that already?
Nice.
So that kobold can go ahead and take 20 piercing damage.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh.
I mean, it's a gun.
Wow.
It's a gun. It's a gun enhanced with magic.
Yeah, where its head was, there now is not. As you aim and just, and the body just drops to the ground without a word.
Not that anybody's keeping track, but that is now 6 crits tonight between the whole group.
Well, if they didn't know we're here now, that certainly alerted me.
As the gunshot echoes through the entire cave. Yeah.
That's my ranged attack, all right?
Yeah. I'm not faulting you. I'm the little bugger shot me. So.
It's either that or I throw my rapier. Or cast a spell, which I didn't want to do.
But I think that's the last of them. Did we see
Gunshot still echoing?
Yeah.
Do we know anything about kobolds?
You know enough about
because I'm sorry, that is not the last of them.
That's the last of them that are here.
Give me a nature check.
All right, I'll do what I can.
I mean, everybody you've heard of them.
Okay, 19.
Yeah, you know enough. You've heard enough about kobolds to know that where you see one, there are
like 30
anymore. They are pack creatures. Yeah, they often live in very large clans, so there could be anywhere from a dozen or more.
Spoke to a couple kobolds in a few pubs. You know, they claim that their workmanship's better than dwarves. Don't let the dwarves hear that, though.
Well,
all I know is that they breed like goblins, so you gotta watch out for these guys.
When
they breed like goblins,
back in the city, a single dwarf
dwarves.
is just sitting there and just goes, just a twitch for no reason, like.
A single tear comes down his eye.
Taylor, next time we're sitting down for a drink, I got a story for you.
Excellent. Shall we tell the tale of how Dinar nearly killed us all and then Torque killed the giant scorpion?
I mean, that's a good story.
To be fair, I think he only nearly killed you.
Speaking
That's true.
of which, Torque has got a couple of decent wounds on him at the moment, including one big pincer hole.
All right, Torque.
Got like seared flesh around it.
I think the stinger is like still in him. He's like just
you're not looking so good.
just
come on over here.
Just walk it off.
Does the cave continue in this?
The fight is over then, is my understanding.
Fight is over.
Okay.
Yeah, Flick, you can see the cave kind of goes in and it starts to narrow a little bit, and you can see there is so the water actually, there's a little bit of a waterfall streaming through kind of some broken part of the wall here. It looks like it's holding together pretty well, but there is like water kind of leaking through and creates this stream that flows deeper in. The ground starts to kind of ever so gradually starts to slope down, and the closer you get, even at this point, you can feel warmer air coming from that direction, and it just kind of goes and twists into the darkness.
Yeah,
let's have a look-see at your new growth there, Torque.
Yeah, you tidy him up, and then the crap we're looking for is this way, I think.
Nothing I can't walk off, I'm sure.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I need to keep you alive so I can also stay alive. Rise again, though your heart it be broken or life about to end. 15 healing to you. No matter what you've lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, like the Mary Ellen Carter, rise again.
That is that is a very significant amount of healing. Thank you.
I rolled quite well.
Stinger just just falls out.
That was awesome. Like, it laid into you like big time, and then you just. I'm just picturing that image of you just like ripping it open and like knocking it back into the hole after.
He did torque.
Let's just get out of here before it climbs back up.
I'd also like to get out of here before more of those small creatures show up.
Speaking of the small creatures,
yes, the kobolds.
Is that
Where there's
shattering
2,
voice?
there's usually 30.
Do a quick search of their bodies just to see if there's anything.
I'll do the one up here.
Sure. Give me an investigation.
They got,
So
they
the
got
one,
molten scorpions on sticks.
Hmm.
not to see the moment, but yes, one has the one with wings. Very odd looking, and seem to be carrying a couple of small spears, like javelin-like spears that have dropped out of its hand early and then scattered the rocks amongst it. And the other one is wearing really like kind of makeshift hide armor with the hand crossbow, a very small crossbow, but actually looks fairly well made. And it's got a couple of like bags and knickknacks and stuff over it, and no head at the moment.
Sure, I'll kick the rest of the body into the water, and it's like, all right, we got to keep moving.
Yeah, you got a 2 on the investigation.
Yeah, like, there's nothing here. There's nothing left of this one.
I didn't roll a critical miss, but I did roll a 9 plus 1 for 10.
10. Yeah, I mean, like the javelins are the only real thing of interest on it, but they look pretty crude. Like they're basically just sticks with like
Pointy sticks.
sharpened rocks or sharpened like slate almost, like tied to the end of it. Like very, very crude. Nothing really grabs your attention.
Okay.
Other than the fact that it has wings.
Yeah, I've seen kobolds before, but that obviously stands out. Would I have any knowledge on why this kobold has wings?
You can give me a nature check.
Nature.
If you're
good
like.
with nature. 14 plus 4, 18.
Another
18.
good indication that there's more of them.
Yep.
You've heard of kobolds with wings. They're not very common. Best that you can recall, having read, especially as a dragonborn, in your homeland, a lot of scuffs with kobolds who claim to be of draconic ancestry. They claim to be the rightful heirs of dragons. In times past, ancient times past, when dragons were alive still, and kobolds would actually worship dragons, it was written that sometimes kobolds would be magically altered or blessed by some sort of blood ritual or things involving draconic magic that would grant certain types of kobolds wings. To allow them to better serve their dragon overlords in different capacities.
How long do kobolds live?
Not long.
So
Are you talking like on average or biologically?
Yes.
Because those numbers are very different. They're very different.
I mean, biologically, I would understand that
I'd
they
say
don't live very long.
Between the two of you, between Talon and Dinar, biologically they tend to live maybe 20 years, 30 max. Most of them don't see more than a couple years.
Yeah, this is I don't know if it's concerning or what, but kobolds, like there's tales of kobolds being
Yeah, there's two
granted.
right there attached to them.
Shut up. There are stories of kobolds who have been granted the gift of wings by the dragons that they worship, but dragons haven't been seen here for how long, DM? 100 years? Hundreds of years? Thousands of years. So where did this kobold get his wings?
Maybe he was born with it?
Or maybe it's Maybelline.
God help us all.
That's the name of the dragon.
The ancient red dragon Maybelline.
But
what is her name? Dragon
Maybelline.
Would Dinar know if that was something that, like, once a kobold was granted those, that it became like a gene that was passed down through generations, or no idea?
That's some obscure knowledge.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not ask.
No, for sure. Yeah.
I specialized in kobold genealogy in my studies.
Me as
Yeah.
Devin knows a lot about kobold genealogy, but
Not in this world.
Yeah. no, exactly.
Benefits of homebrew.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the good ones, actually. Well, I mean, unless any of you guys want to go down those two pits, we're gonna have to keep going this way, I think, or go back and check out that fork. But
I think we stick with the tunnel proper. And, well, I don't know. Do you guys want to go down a 50-foot shaft that leads to maybe deep enough water that we won't splatter on the rocks?
that sounds like a Torque job.
Hmm.
Or
Still just like nursing his wound. What?
that was the cold side that we saw that, right?
That was, yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to go back and look down the sulfur side?
You can give that a shot if you'd like. I have an idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
We'll go back to the cold side, and I'll give it the old fishbone check.
Okay. So you
I will produce a full fish skeleton.
Oh, that's smart.
Whisper a few things into it. Capture the wild things and bring them in line, and just drop as it forms into a fish midway through the air and sinks into the water.
At what point exactly does it turn into the fish?
Enough that it survives. Well,
This is
Okay.
a 50-foot drop.
yeah.
So-
Ideally, so if you just, I mean, okay. So in terms of actual spell, in terms of the actual spell itself, I can conjure it
Keyless goldfish here, I'm thinking.
within. I can conjure it within 10 feet. So what we're probably going to want to do is get a little bit further down there in order for this to work out a little bit
At that
better.
point, you'd still be looking at a 40-foot
Yeah,
drop.
yeah.
It's gonna, and yeah, like it's gonna wink out as it hits the water. At that point.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
thought the range was longer than that.
do I have rope?
I'm going to
Yeah,
assume
I've got-
that somebody has a rope.
we
I
have to
got
have
50 foot of
rope.
rope. So Torque, get on up here. Let's we'll lower Talon down into the hole.
Unless
I
you
thought we were
could-
gonna lower the fish down.
Well, but he has to be within 10 feet to cast
Here we go.
it.
30 feet. If I cast it first, then within 30 feet.
Okay. So that's still a 20-foot drop.
Yes, so I still need to get down there. By about 10 feet, though. 10, 15 feet. 15 feet to be better.
I'm sure Torque can probably just hold you by the ankles, right? And
I mean, Torque is not that tall.
Unless, D, do you do the mage hand thing?
I do actually.
Because that could carry a fish.
I do not have it prepared. I am poorly prepared for the day. I thought we were going to be milling about town. I didn't realize we were going to need a little bit more offensive strength for the day, so I apologize.
All right, then stick Talon in the hole.
Dinar will pull out his rope and tie it around Tayland and then give the other end to Torque and pretend that, well, he's actually going to help. He's going to try to help, but let's be real, he's not going to help. Dinar,
I'd say-
that is. Torque will.
Yeah, given the strength and bulk of the few of you, you can easily manage it. This is one of those things where I'm not even going to bother to like roll for it. Like you can hold
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
Then just a little plunk.
Like a 600-pound turtle and drag it.
And
yeah,
on
come
what
on.
was never your right to confine.
So you're tying him by the ankles and dipping Keelan down, or is he good, like
Absolutely. As undignified as possible. If we can.
Easy on the boots.
Hey.
I got them off a very nice noble.
Keelan,
Okay.
give me a perception check as you go down the hole, please.
As myself?
At this point, yes, because you haven't. You're just going in, right?
Yeah.
You
Did
haven't-
Torque tie the rope off to like a stalagmite or something, just to like give it a bit of extra support, just in case?
Yeah, I'm sure you can find some rocks nearby that you can tie it around.
25.
25. Okay. You don't see much, but the closer you get down to the water, your ears pick up. There's something moving in the water down there.
Of course there is.
What? How big would you say this this pool is? Like, can I like we go down 50 feet and then it's still quite wide, right? Like, how wide is this hole?
It's about as wide as it is you see there, so like roughly 10 feet by 10 feet, give or take. And as you get the further down you get, it starts to open up a little bit. And as I'd say, as you get maybe about halfway down the shaft, you can see now that the one side, so that side of it there starts to like go in, and you can see it almost looks like it opens into like a tunnel of some sorts. But you don't see any ground below. You just see dark, cold seawater covering the whole bottom, and there's kind of like a bit of movement to it. But you can hear something like
Can I just do a quick little shape water on the area to try and get it a little more visible?
you see dozens and dozens of very fast-moving fish with rather large teeth.
Hold me up, please.
Heave-ho!
We got some man-eating fish down there.
Wow, I'm really glad we didn't just jump in. That would have
That would have
sucked.
kind of sucked.
Yeah. That's
Unless any of you wants to, zzz.
No, I don't need to get any shorter. That's good.
Yeah. No, I said we do the tunnel thing.
You're not Wilhelm.
No. Wilhelm would have loved this hole. No.
Unless any of you have a way of Torque, you don't eat those things, do you? You're not like their apex predator.
I'm not sure if they would adhere to the pecking order of these things.
Fair enough. Nobody has any kind of big zappy zap spells.
I could use my aura, although this would probably be.
We're gonna be here a while. Zap,
How
I
many did you
got
kill?
one. How
One.
many are there left? 90.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well then, yeah. The only other option I can see is dumping a bunch of oil in and lighting it, but somehow I doubt that's a good idea.
Probably not. Now there was the other hole, the other passage that was going off of the other side.
I'm guessing that leads to a layer of giant scorpions.
Oh yeah, that might be the case. Yeah, maybe we should not be here.
Well, I mean, we can always leave. We don't necessarily have to continue doing this.
I mean,
You
Mr.
want-
Day didn't say anything about climbing down no hole, so I
That's
say
a good
we
point.
follow the tunnel.
Yeah, that's smart.
Fairly reasonable. Works for me.
Some mysteries are best left unsolved.
For now.
Put a pin in this one. If we're still
Yeah, they
feeling
need
feisty
a
when we're
third
on our
season
way
of
back
Unsolved
out.
Mysteries, right? So.
Yeah, I was gonna say unless they're from Candlekeep.
All right, so you guys are going
Yeah,
to
we'll head down the ladder and continue down the cave.
right.
Sorry, I'm just having some technical difficulties. 1 second.
Oh. Bye, Jack.
Mhm.
Jack Black. Jack screams black. It's funny he left. I was just gonna say, oh, there he is. Hey, Jack's back.
Oh, I'm still here. I had to fiddle with my setup for a second here,
Oh, no
which I
worries.
don't think actually achieved anything, but
That's
due
okay
diligence.
because I was actually gonna say, as you guys begin to make your way deeper into the tunnel, that's a good spot for us to end off.
for this evening.
Yeah.
Getting to the
Oh boy.
past the 3 hour mark, so we will
Yep.
pick up
Got
next
the
time as
it's
you.
all good.
That just makes me think there's a huge encounter on the other side. You just don't want to get that started.
No,
I don't know. I
you can
don't know
say
what you're talking
nothing.
about.
Why are you so distrusting?
Those
Because he knows
kobolds
me.
were scouts.
I mean, the one is labeled
I know how
Cobalt
this
Scout.
thing goes.
He's labeled Cobalt Scout. You think that means something?
That's meta.
Mike, did you draw these kobolds?
No.
Speaking of meta,
No,
You don't see that.
I did not
No,
draw
no.
these kobolds.
I got an art pack from them. But, yeah, so we'll pick it up as you make your way deeper into the caves and tunnels of Mount Firagosa and see if you can find these Ember Spores to retrieve them for the Wizard Jorund. Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. And
thank you for having us, Craig.
Yeah. Thanks for an epic fight against the fiery giant scorpion. That was good times.
He saw some good
I
baseball
was
work.
wondering because like I kind of had to plan like they could jump ahead or they could do more in town, so I was kind of excited that you guys decided to jump ahead into the caves. I was like, ooh, good. I have some fun things waiting there. So yeah, it's exciting. But yeah, that's awesome. So we will catch everyone next time. Thanks for checking us out and hanging out with us as we play some D&D. Please follow us here on Twitch. We are hoping to get to at least 50. We want to try and work our way towards that affiliate status. So if you like what we do, follow us. Check us out on the Twitter, on the YouTubes, on
Tell
the
your
Podbean,
friends.
those other places. Yes, tell your friends.
Even if you don't like what we do, do it anyway.
That's right.
Yeah. Hate watch us. Watch us out of spite.
Yeah,
Make a subreddit and complain about every episode we put out.
and hope we fail or something. I don't know, but we'll take it. But yeah, thanks for checking us out. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
I